wouldn't be long anyway.
Send me your info and Dean Solomon.
Okay, great. We're on.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna share the presentation. All right, so I'm talking to you guys about the sport and recreational unit. We call ourselves Home of the UTT Patriots. First, you can go to Facebook and Instagram, log into UTT Patriots, is where we give regular postings on events that happening, success on the sports field among students. So you can keep updated for when they have matches, games, that stuff. The sport and recreational unit is made up of 3 subunits: high performance, which is 7 sporting disciplines, gyms, student athlete rehab, and SNC or strength and conditioning. We have 3 campus gyms: ECIAF, Point Lisas, and soon to be reopened, the one in SFTI, which is in San Fernando, and the Success unit, which is my unit. Success stands for Student, University, Communities, Education, Sport, Services. Basically, this is the motto that we have, the mission: to provide quality, accessible, exciting sports opportunities for participants. We really just want you guys to participate at whatever level. If it's at what we consider high performance level, which is representing the university, or even if it's just general participation for fun amongst your friends. We coordinate, which is the Success unit, the inter-campus and intra-campus recreational sports activities. Inter-campus meaning amongst the different campuses, be it Chondi, ECIAF, Tamana, Point Lisas, Tobago. And intra is within the campus itself. Certain campuses have certain layouts where they may have a field or a couple table tennis boards or even a pool. We have activities based on those campuses just for that campus. There are 3 sports officers: Mushtaq Mohammed, and you see his campuses there, Imran Jan, and myself. So when it comes to activities and events, we the persons you could liaise with and contact with for events or activities on those campuses. Who do we impact? The UTT students and staff through sporting programs, events, activities, the 3 campus gyms which I mentioned, and the fields and activity centers at the various campuses. Likewise, other tertiary institutions, occasionally we have events, well, not events, but more sporting meets between a campus or university. The last few years, this is what we've done: inter-campus football, inter-campus cricket, table tennis, a national aerobathon, hikes, chess club, all for student sports day. They have a few others which may have happened sporadically, which weren't listed. And for this academic year, what we have planned is in inter-campus indoor football, we have futsal training, we have table tennis, cricket. Again, we have the aerobathon, and highlighted is the big student sports day, which is where all the students from all the campuses partake in novelty events. I would say maybe it's about 2,000 students turn up for this event, and it's for the entire day. The university recognizes it on the calendar. So students come up with their creativity for their march past routines, and it's basically a show. These are flyers from some of the past events that we've had: Sports Day, aerobathon. The same Patriots Instagram and Facebook, you'll also see videos. Likewise, on the UTT website, you would see pictures from events. Like I just saw for last week's event, there's a gallery up. So you could always go to see, pull your picture if you want to keep it as a profile or something like that. Basically, these are our contacts. So these are the numbers here if you're interested in the sport. Now, these coaches here aren't for teaching the sport. So if you play the sport at high school, maybe even national or club level at a high level, then you could contact the coach. to say interested in the sport, but it's not to teach you how to bat or how to play a volleyball. I apologize, but that's not what these coaches here do. And in it has the three success officers, our numbers, but sometimes it's easier to just email us. And email for staff is basically the full name with a dot in between and the handle in the headline at utt.edu.tt. So for those students who in Chaguaramas, keep my name here, nicholas.lochan at utt.tt, because this next slide is something we want to try to propose to students, and I'd like you all to email me if you all have interest in it. Basically, we have a pool that is, I would say, underutilized a bit, and we'd like to do a first learn to swim program in UTT, but it's based on numbers. So we need a quota of students who could attend to ensure that the program makes sense to do. But basically, the learn to swim program will be done over 8 weeks, maybe an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half a week. I apologize, we do have transport from other campuses to Chaguaramas, but if students drive and they are able to make, I mean, we open the door and welcome them to attend. But basically, this is what the program would be, and it would be a small assessment at the end where you'll be able to swim, or should be able to swim the length of a 50-meter pool with any forward stroke, dive to the bottom of the pool, which in this case, the shallower end is 5 feet, and tread water for 30 seconds. So if anyone from Chaguaramas is interested, please reach out to me by email so I could send you a form that you'd have to fill so we could get various medical history and details and stuff just for general record keeping for our medical side. If anyone has any questions, I open. But that's basically, it's in a nutshell what the sports unit does and the activities. The final thing I just want to say, a lot of times I meet students who would have passed through UTT after, and they really enjoy the events. They may not have been the best player, but the event is usually a lot of fun. So anybody who just wants to have some form of bonding or networking with friends, we are the persons to liaise with. I mean, it goes a long way in terms of your academic credentials. Thanks so much, Pet and Avalon.
All right, you have a hand up, Kyla. Sorry, you have a question?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I just wanted to find out if you all offer stuff like sports scholarships when you join a sport or something like that.
Yeah, they do have scholarships, but the scholarships is done through a trial basis. So what you would probably have to do is start training. And when that window opens, which I believe is June, July, where coaches do screening, then we could apply a scholarship to the person if they deem them as an asset to the team or something like that.
And would the scholarship just be for sport related stuff that you're studying or anything
No, it is
within the
open to
university?
anything if I'm not mistaken, any program, but it's very limited
Okay, thank
due
you.
to how many people they accept.
Also, is it connected to any sport or does it have specific sports that you could get the scholarship through?
It would have to be a sport that UTT participates in. So the slide where they had the different coaches, netball, cricket, football, it would have to be based on that sport.
So is any sport that the school offers?
Correct. That the
Okay,
school
thank
plays,
you so much.
that the university plays.
Okay.
Okay.
Nicholas, I want to ask you to share your slide again. And Ethan, can you indicate exactly what slide you wanted to see?
Sure, no problem.
Is it the one with the contacts, Ethan? Yes, no. Yes, the one with the contacts, Nicholas, if you can go back to that.
I guess this one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the coaches here with their numbers. Like I say, sometimes it's easier to email them. And the email, they could just jot it down with a pen or pencil. Is simply their name with a dot in between the first and the surname at utt.edu.tt. But these are the coaches, these are the sports. And those are, if the team is male, female or male alone or female alone. And they will tell you what days and where they train. So if it is convenient, it's something you could see. But like I say, unfortunately, it's not teaching you to play. It's more basically high performance. So you have to be able to play the sport at a fairly high level already.
Yeah. We have Iola. That's correct.
Yeah, after you have Lonnie, we have a couple questions in the chat. I'll raise.
Okay, yeah.
Good morning, sir. I want to find out something. I know you were speaking to me about the football team, and you said that they would be training in Arima, but I want to know if it has any form of like, is it transportation or maybe like a support to reach to the football team, or do we have to organize that on our own?
They had transport before, but I don't know if it's going to resume. So maybe you could reach out to the coach, but there was a bus, I think, that left San Fernando on 2 or 3 afternoons of the week. But the coach would say, would give you a better update than me on if it is still happening and what times they leave and come back.
Okay, thanks.
In the chat, there was one asking if there was a female basketball team, but I don't think I see one
No, no
coach-wise.
female basketball, no female cricket.
All right, so let me just run through a couple of questions. Hi, what about the futsal training? Who do we contact?
You could reach out to the coach. You may have to email him because I think Clayton is on vacation for another week or two. But futsal used to be in Maloney. What happened is a lot of stuff ended when school closed in June. So I don't know when exactly their programs would begin, if it would start from September and what the schedule would be. But the best thing would be to just email the coach specifically to inquire.
Okay. Even though I know some of the answers, I'm still posing them to you.
Sure, no
Nicholas.
problem.
Is the gym open for all students?
In Point Lisas?
It was a general question. They didn't say which campus.
Yeah, 2 gyms, Ekiaf and Point Lisas, are open. SFTI, they said, is due to open in October, so we're keeping our fingers crossed that materializes.
Okay. Does it have a specific clothing? So I want to answer this one. Does it have specific clothing that the sports studies students have to wear when going for practical? That will be covered in their academic session by their academic heads and discipline leaders. So when they attend that, they will be advised accordingly because they are very specific about dress code. Will you eventually have a swim team?
I'm not sure. It all depends on how many people partake in swimming at a high level.
Okay. And does John D have a gym?
No, Johnny no longer has a gym, unfortunately.
So just confirming, yes, there's a gym in Ekiaf. Nicholas?
Was that?
Yes. No, I was just confirming. I'm reading here. Just confirming there's a gym in Ekiaf.
Yeah, no gym in John D, no gym in Upper, no gym in Chagaramas.
No gym in Tamina.
Yeah. And the reason
All
why to tell students is a gym is not just a room. It has to have a certified instructor. And on the org structure right now, we do have gym instructors for those campuses. So it's not as if we could even send 2 or 3 machines and a treadmill. The whole medical procedure, especially with insurance, is a certified instructor must man and run that gym at that campus.
Okay, one more thing before Avalon goes back to the raised hands. For the email, are the first letters of the name capital letters? Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, Avalon, you can go ahead. I'll keep checking the chat.
Okay. Maya?
Hi, good morning. I was just asking a question about the cost for swimming. Is that the cost for registering for the training class, or is that the cost like I have to pay every month?
The swimming is a one-time cost,
Okay.
which would be the 300.
Okay, thank you.
And just to remind persons, if you missed any of these sessions, you can go to the YouTube channel, and the information and the sessions are there, so that's to answer a couple of the questions in the chat. Avalon, and you have more raised hands. Takara.
Yeah. Not sure who is UTT AM, but
Oh, okay.
that's
Morning.
that's
Morning.
morning.
Right,
This
good day.
is Utam. Yeah, my name line up real body. The question is the membership fee for UTT. I remember when I went back in the day, it was $50. Is it still the same or
Yeah.
Membership fee with regards to what?
The gym, yes.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah, the
question. I'm not sure. I
Yeah,
could
from
find
what
out
I
that.
saw, it's 50 still for students, 100 for staff.
Right.
okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That answers some of the questions
That's
in the chat.
a month. That's a monthly payment. So it's
Yeah.
50 monthly for
Thanks so much.
students.
Nicholas, there's a question if you can join. So one, if you can use gyms from other campuses, even if you're not
Yeah.
a student of that campus. And two, same for the swimming, if you can attend, even though you're not a Shagaramas student.
For the gyms, yes, you can. So the gyms function the same way. You could use ECIAF, SFTI, Point Lisas. The
And the
pool,
swimming.
the pool, yeah, you could come from the campuses, but you could only come when we have the program. It's not an open pool where anybody could go. Insurance is extremely particular with how the pool is used. So it must be under the instructor and lifeguard supervision, as well as a trained person in first aid. So any use of the pool is through the program here.
Hi, Avalon, could you repost the link for the YouTube channel for me,
It doesn't
please?
work like that. You all just need to go and search
No,
UTT.
sorry, because
Yeah.
that's one of
I
the
answered the question already.
oh, you answered. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
But you
Alright.
just need to search UTT in the search bar and you will pull up the page and you'll find the videos for the last couple sessions. Yeah,
I
the
think
links
we
for the
covered
live
everything in the
streams.
chat.
Yeah. Takara, you're next.
I'm not sure this was covered already, but for all these sports, are they only available in some of the campuses, or is it all?
No, most of these sports here that you see actually don't play on a UTT campus. We use government facilities. So these persons here who play the sport represent the university and national leagues. But each campus, according to which campus you go to, would
Mhm.
have some general sports. So like for instance, ECIAF has a field with a cricket pitch. So
Mhm.
ECIAF would have football, maybe small goal, maybe wind ball cricket. Likewise, Point Lisas unfortunately doesn't have a field, but they may have badminton or table tennis. So we kind of work with what the resources the specific campus has.
Okay, and what about John D? Anything?
Well, yeah, John D actually planning a best of the West, which is between them, Upper and Shagaramas. So you could probably reach out to anybody from the guild and they could update you on what activities they have planned. Likewise, that particular event, I think is the 22nd of October we're looking at.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
I don't see anybody else hands up. Any questions in the chat? The gyms at other locations are available for you to use if you do have a gym at your campus. Yeah. So if you're going to another campus, but you're close to ECIAF or you're close to the Point Lisa's campus, you are free to go there. So they're asking about freshman games, Nicholas.
Okay.
From the
Just
chat.
sorry. Before you go to freshman game, sorry, I was talking, but I didn't realize I was muted. Giovanni Rivas wants to know why doesn't Point Lisas use the pool facilities and track and cycling center around the National Aquatic Center in Kufa?
That could be a little complicated. And those
We have to
belong to
pay?
the government and you have to
We
pay
have
and
to
then the
pay.
transport to get students there.
And if UTT has archery or badminton sports.
We do badminton internally, but we do have archery.
Yeah, so the other question was about freshman games and what type of
Okay.
activities
All
they
right.
could look
Freshman
forward to.
games, we'd have it done like mini sports day, where it would be novelty races. So we ask people to liaise with their friends, come up with little groups, and it would be basic fun games for an hour or two. So maybe like lemon spoon race, if I'm not mistaken, sack race. We trying to just confirm what equipment we have, but it would all be fun events, musical chairs, that stuff.
So you all need to come out, have some fun. Um, Archery. Does UTT have archery?
No, no archery.
Do we have badminton as a sport?
No. We
Okay.
just play it. We have a couple rackets and occasionally we just, according to if the campus has the facility, we may have something informally.
Okay, that
But
covers that.
nothing.
Okay. Anna, your hand is raised. Go ahead.
Good morning. So, with regards to the gym, are there specific opening hours for the Point Lisa's campus?
I think Point Lisa's, if I'm not mistaken, opens from 6 to 6 or maybe 8 to 6, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Ajay,
Yes, good morning, sir. How do we pay for for the use of the gym? Is it just by the council, or do we have to sign up with our student package and stuff like that?
That is actually a good question. In the past, we had links machines at the gyms where people could have gone to pay directly. Or what I would do, I would try to find out that and maybe get a flyer done and post it on the internet to let people know how the new procedure is.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Sure, no problem.
Shania.
Good morning, sir. I don't know if this was answered already, but with the cricket, right? I saw on the flyer with the contacts that it's only for men. But on one of these flyers here with the wind ball cricket tournament, it says that females can play.
Right, yeah, the win ball tournament is just a one-day tournament. And yes, females could play. We try to have at least 3 to 4 females on a team.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Sure.
I hope I'm putting this question across, but they are how would the coach or teacher know you are qualified for the team? I think we have tryouts, right?
Yeah, but for now, what they would do is you would be able to, if you find out when and where they train, they'll invite you to train, and if they tell you after a week or two, thanks but no thanks, you'd understand, well, your level not as high as you thought it was. But no, yeah, you just ask them and you're welcome to join the train. Most times coaches allow people who capable to continue training with the teams.
Okay.
Most of the teams are students anyway too.
Did you give the time for Point Lisa? Someone is asking about ECIAF gym times.
I think ECIAF is maybe 8 to 4 or 8 to 5, if I'm not mistaken. But once you just go into the gym, you could introduce yourself. She's a very pleasant girl. Latoya, don't remember her name. Natalia, sorry. And she will tell you what hours she specifically opens.
The gym, by chance, maybe Ajay, by chance, you know the Pacific time. I know I saw you in here at some point. I don't know if Ajay
Yeah.
has been good.
I believe it's 9 to 4 during the
Okay.
week and 9 to 5 on a Friday.
Okay. Thank you. Ayola, did you put your hand back up?
Yeah, I just have a quick question, right? What are the chances of, I know he said that they will allow you to train, right? But I know that teams, most of the times, they already have their starting team, right? So what are the chances that you get to start the game?
Get to start, I guess it would be based on the discussion of the coach to see if like your level may be above what she has. She may probably pick you. I think that more subjective to based on the quality that she has at the disposal and the quality of the person coming in.
Okay, thanks. I just want to make sure it wouldn't be like you now come and you wouldn't get to play, and because I don't like to sit down on the bench now, so I wanted to know.
No problem. Don't worry, we all start somewhere.
Archie Raghunath, I think I have that right.
Yes, miss. So I was reading in the chat, and this is a good question. Will the gym be for registration for the usage of the gyms? Will it be paid with cash? Can you pay with cash or only strictly by links?
As what I'll do a flyer to find out the proper procedure now going forward. If it is cash or if it is walking in with links, if it is even paying in the gym or paying in another administrative office, or if it's an online payment. I'll try to source all that and send it to a flyer that'll be posted on the internet.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
And I think based on what I'm seeing, this may be the last question. Is there any recreational activities at day-to-day activities at John D campus?
We don't have that many day-to-day activities because what you find happening is sometimes like some days just don't have any students. Classes may be virtual or classes may be afternoon. So it based on how the student inflow and intake is on that specific campus. And once we have the numbers, we could then decide what we could do. I mean, I could not to knock Shagamas, but they usually start hot and sweaty, and then sometimes I find myself there and nobody turn up on the day. So it had traffic, we didn't want to come down there, and so it all depends on the student numbers to have an activity.
Excuse, when I mean day-to-day activities, I don't mean as in like clubs, as in let's say we're on lunch, if there's like a field, a court, something to do to occupy your time until the next class or something like that.
In John Lee?
Yeah.
Yeah, John Lee has a small field and a court and a air-conditioned activity center, which I might kind of recommend because I don't know what's the quality of the showers in John Lee. So you don't want to be too sweaty to go back into your next class. But John Lee has...
The showers are well
They are okay, Pat. Thanks.
Okay, so Avlana, we
Yeah.
about out of time.
Yeah.
Okay, so if there are no more questions on this, we need to.
Excuse me, miss. I just wanted to find out if Point Lisa's gym has showers and stuff.
I just responded to you in the chat. So for the other questions, we'll try to respond to you in the chat.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome, Vishal. Nicholas, I just want to say thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I'm certain that everybody, you could stick around for a bit so that maybe we could field some of the other questions in the chat while the next presenter is speaking.
Yeah, not a problem, Pat. Thanks so much.
All right, cool. So I will leave Miss Avalon with the esteemed pleasure to introduce the next speaker. I want to steal that thunder at all.
Really? I don't even realize. Okay, great. Nice. So we have coming up next your student representative at the highest level. He probably has more of a voice than us in the university. So make sure you all get his name, get his contact, get his information, pay full attention. But this is your student representative, the Executive Student Guild of the University of Trinidad and Tobago. We have the president. I'm not sure if the other person is here. I didn't see her. Raise your hand if you are, because I don't want to not acknowledge you. But the Executive Student Guild is made up of Mr. Ajay. Ajay, why is your name? Leave my hand. Balkisun, good. And we also have the post grad rep who wears many hats at the moment. But she's not here with us. hopefully you all meet her as we continue. She was at the FAQs. I'm sure a lot of you met her and interacted with her. But we're going to hand over to Mr. Ajay today. He's going to tell you about what these executive student guild and your chapter guilds and what they have in store for you, and how you all could reach them and make sure they represent you. Most important thing, they represent you, the students. All right, so Ajay, over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Ms. Avalon. So, a pleasant good morning to all the students here today. My name is Ajay Balkisun. I am your president of the Executive Student Guild here at UTT. I know some of you all would have met Karina, the executive postgraduate rep at the Unison Fair. She isn't here, unfortunately, today, but we move along. So, I want to give you all a warm welcome to UTT, and I want to congratulate you all on starting this journey, because tertiary education is a step to the next level in both the academics and your growth in life. And that's something we at the Guild promote, that growth as a holistic individual. I also want to inform you all that all of you, once you pay the registration fee, are automatically members of the Guild. Because if you were to look at the breakdown, you pay a Guild fee. So you all are members of the Guild, and you have representation at all levels, meaning specifically on your campuses, whether it be through the chapter guilds, and we get more into that just now, and also at the executive guild level. So I'm gonna share my screen. Just let me know when you're seeing it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Right. So we're gonna look at the constitution here. I'm not gonna stick too long on this. I don't want to bore you all. But the main purpose of the guild, what is the guild? The guild is the officially recognized student governing body. So we're there to represent you all, we're there to advocate for you all, we're there to support and to guide you all throughout your academic journey and your time here at the university. So the main purpose is, as it says here, to provide leadership and vision whilst promoting student unity and, very importantly, holistic student development and the general welfare of the students. So some of the goals of the guild is that we represent the members, and we take your concerns, we hear your voices, we are the people you come to with any issues you have, any questions, and we could carry it forward to the administration. We are essentially the bridge between the student body and the university administration. Additionally, we are responsible for the campus life throughout the academic year. So we throw certain events, we advise clubs and societies to a certain extent, and all in all, we do in almost everything, right? We also support the members, and I keep saying that word support, but what do I mean by that? If you as a student, you have an issue, you could reach out to your chapter guild officers, or if it is that you're dealing with something that you may not know where to get help from within university, you could come to the guild. And even though we may not directly be able to assist you with it, we could guide you through the proper channels to get the help that you need, right? I'm gonna share, moving on to the website. So this is the Executive Student Guild website here, right? How you can access the website, you go on Google, you just type in UTT ESG, you click the first link that comes up, it takes you to the website, right? So you could come here and you could get the divisions. It's pretty simple in the sense that UTT has 10 campuses, 9 student bodies, and each campus have what we call the chapter guild. So it's difficult when you think about it, how you gonna so much different campuses. So what the guild has is different chapters at each campus, and those are the individuals you will be directly interacting with. You're gonna meet on a daily basis. They actually have a lot of events planned for the orientation period and to reach out to you all. So stay in tune for that. And then you have the executive student guild at the center of everything. So the executive guild, we manage all the chapters, we manage all the different activities and everything going on the campuses. And if there is a concern or issue that may not be able to be dealt with at the chapter level, the chapter officers could raise it to the executive guild, and we could then carry it forward to the high level. So you could come to the website and you could get a breakdown. You go on about, you click history, you get some history about the guild, you go on divisions, and you get all the different chapters. So you have the APF Phoenixes, the Camden Eagles, the Chagrama Sharks, the Ekiaf Region Bulls, the Johnny Knights, the Point Lisas Energy Giants, the San Fernando Drillers, the Tamana Lions, and the Tobago Wolves. You could get a little bit of history on how they would have come up with the mascots and that sort of thing. If how you're gonna reach out to the guild, right? You could come to the media here on the website, and you would actually get the Facebooks are unfortunately not operational, but you could get the various Instagram handles, and you could follow the Instagram pages, right? You could follow the guild offices that way. But as I said, the chapters, all of them have events planned and they have certain body meetings planned. So stay in tune, look out for those flyers, and you can meet them on campus when you start the semester. Additionally, you can also go to the portal. So if you go to the Student portal, I got logged out. Okay, 1 second. Right. Come to the Student portal and you come right here on this tab and you're going to see Student Guild complaints. So you click this link here and you could fill out the complaint form. So this would apply more for postgraduate students or part-time students who don't necessarily want to come on campus all the time, or you don't have to be on campus all the time. You have mainly online classes. So you could fill out the complaint form and this way we could get that feedback from you. You'd have information to collect about your campus, your issue, if you would have taken any measures so far. And to explain what this means is you do have the ability to go directly to um, your student development officers or various stakeholders in university and kind of just ask for help. If it might be like a lecturer, you have an issue with, you could speak to the lecturer. So if you would have tried something and it didn't work, you could indicate here and indicate what it is you would have tried. And then this here is if you do want feedback, meaning do you want us to reach out to you? You could put contact information on this so we could reach out because certain issues might require a bit more information or certain processes to be taking place. So this way we could reach out to you. And we do check this very often, so feel free to use this at any point in time. Miss Pierre, one question. The posters that the chapters would have made, where is that posted for the students? The posters and the videos.
That the chapters made.
Yeah, that we're supposed to share. I think it's either on Canvas or the orientation page.
I am a bit lost.
Okay, all
Help
right. So
me here.
that would be
I don't
that
even know
would be
your
made
name.
available to the new students. I think most likely it's going to be Canvas. So look out for that on your Canvas. Your chapter officers would have made posters or videos, and it would be made available to you. So you could get that information from them there. They will have all the emails, the contact info, so you could reach out to them directly through the emails. Now, something else that the guild is
Oh,
also responsible for is clubs, right? So clubs is something that we in the process of trying to revamp, especially coming out of COVID. And what we intend to do is to collect information and feedback from you, the students. So you could scan this QR code here, or I will post it. I'll post a link in the chat, right? I'll post a link in the chat, and you guys could fill out the form. It has slots to collect for all the clubs you might be interested in, and based on the numbers, we could kind of pinpoint where we're going to start back these clubs, right? So stay in tune for that. There's also information for if you wish to be a leader in the clubs, and that's something I'm going to advise you all to consider because something that someone told me when I first came to UTT is that the most amount of learning is actually done outside of the classroom. And what I mean by that is don't neglect your classes. Please go your classes. But the learning that goes on outside the classroom is that personal development and growth. It is essentially the responsibility or the level of responsibility you acquire, the networking, the different skills you might gain from stepping out of your comfort zone, and I would encourage you all to take up leadership roles at whatever levels you at least consider yourself to be capable of, right? So for those of you who might be interested in joining the guild, we do elections, the chapter elections, those will be held in March. So you can look out for the flyers and the information pertinent to that. But if you want to start now and you want to kind of get a taste of, okay, what is leadership about? What is volunteering about? What is service about? You all can look out for the emails and the flyers about volunteering, because volunteering is something we start off with pretty early in the semesters. So you all can start to volunteer, not only for various initiatives, but also to assist your chapter officers, because the chapter girls are going to form committees to kind of manage various aspects on the campuses. So when they do reach out to you, you could also tell them, hey, I might be interested in assisting in this way, or I want to get some experience with serving or volunteering and being a part of that support system for your fellow students. And you could reach out to them, and I highly advise that you do and start from the lower steps. Start volunteering, start taking part in different initiatives, and work your way up. And when the time comes now for the chapter elections, you could possibly go up. I would advise go up, take a chance at leadership, right? Um, right. So with that being said, I think that is it from me there. That's all the information. So stay in tune for the posters. And I want to inform you all that the guild is here to support you. I know that sometimes students think that they're alone in this journey and they don't have that support system, but we're here for you at all levels. Every single campus, whether you're at Tobago, you're at Point Lisas, whatever campus you're on, even if you're a postgraduate student, you have that support network. You can reach out to your guild, right? Reach out to your officers, ask for help in whatever way possible. We are there for you. You don't have to do this alone, right? So I'm gonna put my contact information in the group chat, and I'll also put the link for the form, and you all could go ahead and fill out. So thanks so much. That's it for me. You could pose questions now.
Any questions for your Executive Guild President? You're all quiet.
There's a question in the chat. Where would I get the link to sign up for activities? Okay.
Okay. So the link I put in the chat there, that is for the club forms. That is the information we're going to use to start back clubs and societies. But specific activities or events on campus, that would be information you get more specifically from your chapter officers. So your chapter officers are going to actually do something that we call a student body meeting, maybe within the first 2 weeks of the semester reopening. So you all can attend those and you will get information specifically about the activities on your campus.
Okay, I just want to answer a couple of questions here. Someone asked if, Nicholas, are you still on? Someone asked if you're afraid of water, can you still attend swimming?
Yeah, that's exactly what we want. People who fearful and who don't know how to swim.
Okay, the person who asked about timetables, when you attend your academic session, that will be given to you there, or they will email it to you. Depending on your program, you can email your program officer to get the relevant information. Additionally, anyone doing civil engineering, an email was sent out about an orientation on Zoom today from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. What are the different roles and positions we can apply for when the elections start? Is this, Maya, is this with regard to clubs or the student guild?
Hi, good morning. It's regard to the student guild.
Okay, Ajay.
Okay. So I want to share my screen so they can see it, but the positions on the chapter level, okay, no, I don't have it yet. But the positions on the chapter level are essentially you have the president, the vice president, the treasurer, the chapter secretary, the public relations officer. Those are the five main positions, but on certain campuses where you have halls of residence, you have the whole chairperson. And on bigger campuses, say for example, Point Lisas, you would have like assistant secretary, assistant treasurer. And then for specific programs where you have a student population larger than 100, for example, sports and education, you have representatives. So a sports representative on the San Fernando Guild and a Bachelor of Education representative at the Point Lisa Guild. That's the chapter level. And then at the executive, you have the president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, PRO, and the executive postgraduate rep.
Thank you.
How do we get campus representative t-shirts?
Right. So the campus t-shirts, the Guild is actually, we have those on sale. The price right now ranging from like $130 to $150. That's still to be finalized. But it's something that the chapter officers they would have it out on sale, say within the first week or 2 weeks of the students coming out on campus.
Okay, and there's one more question here. Is the chess club going to start again?
Right. So that would depend on the amount of interest in the chess club. So if we've seen a large population of students interested in the chess club, it is something we would work towards restarting. But of course, we have to work hand in hand with the university and SDU to get that started. So it's not going to be right away, but it is something we will look at based on interest.
Okay. And
Ajay,
Caroline,
can I ask you to quickly put back up the thing to scan on the screen?
Okay, sure.
And this is mainly for the persons in the live stream because even though I could post the link, they wouldn't get it on our YouTube chat.
Okay.
So for those of you on the live stream that interested in joining our club, the barcode is up again, so you can try to scan that. Yeah.
Excuse me, miss. I have a question for the guild president. Hi, Ajay. I just wanted to know. I see on the forms that you have the interfaith programs. I just want to get some light on that. What is that like? What does that entail as well?
The interfaith programs. Right. So
Yes.
we have the IVCF club specifically that we're trying to restart. I think right now we're looking at San Fernando and Point Lisas. I think Miss Pierre might be able to answer that, but we're looking at restarting it on those clubs. I do have all the specific details about it. But as I said, it's based on interest. So if it is that, for example, we've seen a large Syrian population in Tamana also interested in it, IVCF is very much interested in opening what they call an IV club at the Tamana campus and all the campuses. So interfaiths with respect to Christianity, what that means is all the different denominations of Christianity.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
we
know if I
have
answered
the
your question.
Catholic Society as well.
Okay.
We also have Hindu Society that is again one of the clubs that would have kind of gone down with COVID. So if you're interested
How
in
to
those
join
type
back
of
the how to join back the Hindu society.
So again, once you, as Archer indicated, once you have the interest, you fill out the form, and we will get the club restarted.
we also in the past had Seventh-day Adventist and Presbyterian clubs, but again, due to interest, these things have literally just non-functional at this point. But there must be a minimum of 12, give or
15.
take, to 15 people. Yeah, depending, we can still work with 12, even though the club constitutions usually say at least 15. That's the UTT policy. However, if you have at least 12 persons, we can at least start there. If you have less than that, you may not have a formal club, but you can have a group of students meeting to do with like interest or like beliefs, and they can meet and have, their own time together or whatever until they can build and have sufficient membership for a formal club. So at the same time that we are advertising and advocating for clubs to be restarted, we're still saying that even if there isn't sufficient people to officially do a structured club, if they are like beliefs, then it's still a good idea for persons to meet and discuss and to pray and to whatever, until we can reach the point where we can restart an actual club. Any other questions? Avlan, you have any, or Corinne James?
Hi, good morning. So I'm on the student activity interest form right now, right? And Under the programs, it does not have any checkbox for the program that I'm doing, which is the youth step program. I just wanted to know about if it had a specific reason, if we would not be able to be part of that, because I am interested in netball, but again, it doesn't have anything for my program.
Okay, well, that could have probably just been an oversight on our end. So it's something we could just edit the form and put in.
Okay,
Do that
thank
as
you.
soon as possible, yeah. Thanks for raising that.
I can't pronounce the name. Is it Sadie?
Yes, miss. Hi, good morning. So on the form and under the religious part of it, I'm not seeing my own. Is it okay if I leave out that section? Would I still be able to send in the form without clicking anyone?
Yeah, you would be able to send any form, but there's also a place for other because, well, I mean, we wouldn't have put in every single detail. So you have the ability to suggest other clubs as well too.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Avron, there's a question in the chat. Do we need to have a certain level of experience to join clubs?
No, you don't need to have any experience with respect to the activity to join a club. The point of clubs is really to network for you to actually gain that experience and to have fun, all in all, based on the purpose of the club.
Okay, I wanted Avron to share.
Okay.
But that is a very accurate and appropriate answer. I just wanted
That's
Avron to
fine.
share something with them.
I answered the live stream and everything.
Oh, you're on the live stream. Okay, no problem.
But yeah, good answer, Ajay.
Yes, very good. Out of curiosity, do you all have something in selling UTT t-shirts? Shakila, you want to just clarify what you're asking there for me, please? Okay, so most of you have the contact information for Mr. Lochan, the sport officer. So in terms of the questions regarding basketball and campuses and stuff, you can send them an email. I think some people are asking if t-shirts will be provided. I guess that's based on the previous question about basketball. So we're running out of time, so I would recommend at this stage that you contact either your chapter guild regarding the t-shirts, your campus t-shirts, or you can contact Mr. Nicholas Lochan regarding participation in sport.
Just to add, as somebody noted here on the live chat, Ajay, you cannot the form not allowing you to submit if you don't follow the religious part. So
The religious part. Okay.
yeah, you have to actually put something there.
Okay.
Okay, I'll run 2 more questions and we can wrap up.
Yes, because we have the persons from Gate is here as well.
Student accounts are up next.
I want us to put in Gate first, but and then we'll go to account because that don't stop.
Okay. All right, so Alexandra, last question.
Hi. Is there a limit to the amount of clubs we can join, and do we have to pay a fee, or is it free?
No, it's free, and there isn't a limit. If you think you have the time, because remember we discussed from the beginning time management and balance. So yes, you want the balance. You want to make sure you get involved. And just to touch back to the question before, you don't need specifics, but it is an opportunity to gain a lot of experience and a lot of skills being in a club. But you also don't want to spread yourself too thin.
Yeah. Do they have the time limits by chance, so we could know if we could schedule it with our classes or anything like that?
time. Well, no, the clubs usually will meet lunchtimes or Wednesday evening if they have activities, that kind of thing. Or they will, I mean, we're in the age of 2025, so they may have a online meeting sometime in the afternoon. It really comes down to the clubs.
Okay, Sadie, is your hand up or not? Because we really need to wrap up now.
No, Miss, sorry, my bad.
Okay, so Ajay, many thanks for taking the time out. And of course, I'm certain you and your team and all your chapter officers should hear from many of these new students soon. Yeah?
Of course, we look forward to it.
Okay,
All right.
fantastic. All
Well,
right.
make sure and contact your student guild. And I think actually well, I didn't put it here, but most of them have their Instagram pages, which they are, from what I'm seeing,
Functional.
actively on.
Yes,
So
but they could get that information on the website as well.
yeah, so make sure and go and join the pages so you're aware and you're in the know and yes.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ajay.
All right. Thank you.
Nice. So we could continue quickly because I know we have the long awaited two persons coming up. We have, but not sure who we have from the grants, funding and grants division. I know I saw you all come in. Are you all still in here with us? The gate representatives?
Avalon.
Yeah.
Yes, so they are setting up
Okay.
to join us.
But somebody was inside before.
Mr. Karen Obain, but they will introduce themselves. But I know
Okay.
Karen Obain is online, and he's just waiting for his other colleagues to join.
They need to join.
No, they're there, but I think they're just setting
Okay.
up in the same location.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right.
Avalon, just before we move to the gate persons, is there anybody here from support services this morning except Mr. Moss, Ms. Spear, and myself? We just want to acknowledge you if Reese or Judy.
Yeah.
Colleen, okay. Good morning, Colleen. Judy, how do you? I'm here. Hi, Judy. Good morning. Just making sure that the team, each person is acknowledged and having a good session. So we have Colleen and Judy here, so we will also get some help from them in managing the chat questions. Good to see you all.
Okay, great. So we'll just give the person, I want to let them go first because I know how this goes. And I think my
How you doing?
accounts persons could agree once they get
Avalon, so you put
started.
in there already. So you could go ahead.
Great, we're ready. So we have the funding and grants persons here, which are the persons from GATE, and I'm gonna have
Hello,
to
good
you all
morning.
to
Are you all
introduce
hearing me?
yourself. Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay,
So I'll
great.
allow you
Just
to introduce yourself and your team.
team, just give me one
Great.
second, right? You know how to split the screen and PowerPoint, so I can do that. Yeah. And then you have the PowerPoint in the background. Yeah. And just from here. Right, good morning again. Hearing me?
Yes, you can
Hello,
go
good
ahead.
morning. Yes, hi, good morning. My name is Karen Rubin. Mentally close the door first. Yes. Before I start, good morning. My name is Karen Rubin, and this is my colleague, Lakeisha Dufield. And firstly, we want to start off by saying congratulations to all the new students at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. I think that you guys made an excellent choice in choosing the University of Trinidad and Tobago. And we wish you all the best in your studies. So today we would like to share some information regarding GATE that we think going to be helpful for students who are now starting their program at UTT. All right, so I'll begin. Right, so the GATE program, what everyone really should know about GATE. So GATE really stands for the Government Assistance for Tuition Expenses. So it was established in September of 2004, and it has changed a lot over the years. Most recently, the policy was revised whereby students are eligible for 2 programs. And we'll go into that in a little more detail as we move forward. The GATE program was designed and implemented as a means of support for students pursuing tertiary level education to help you with your tuition expenses. And I want to make that clear that we deal specifically with tuition expenses for students. And also sometimes students tend to get this a bit confused. The student's entry requirements into an institution are not related to his or her qualifications for GATE. So what we would want to see at the GATE office, once a student is fully accepted into the program, by whatever means the school will have deemed, okay, this will allow you to matriculate into your program, we will take that full acceptance letter and the student will be eligible for GATE funding. All right. A recipient of government scholarship, a national bursary, or any other type of scholarship that pays tuition fees is not eligible for GATE. So what we're saying essentially, students are only eligible for 1 grant from the government. So if you are a recipient of the National Bursary Award, thereby you would not qualify for GATE. Because what we have seen from time to time, let's say the bursary runs for 3 years, and a student, for some reason, they needed to go beyond the 3 years, they would try to come into GATE for the 4th year. Once you have been afforded a grant by the government, you will not be eligible for a second one as it pertains to GATE. All right, moving along. Right, so GATE and HELP, the GATE and HELP programs. GATE and HELP works together to support students financially, right? So where the GATE focusing on the tuition expenses, the HELP essentially is a loan, whereby the GATE is a grant, the HELP is a loan. So for example, and my colleague will go into more detail when we go through the means assessment part of the GATE application process. So if, for example, a student is rated at 75%, and for whatever reason they are unable to financially support themselves to pay the 25% tuition to the institution, they can access the HELP loan to pay that 25%. My colleague will go into a little detail with that later on. All right. The 2 programs assist students with their tertiary education expenses. Persons who are eligible for GATE. So you must be a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago and living in the country 3 years prior to your time of application. And the reason why this is important, we know that there are some students who may hold dual citizenship with Trinidad and Tobago and maybe another country. And they may probably go to the other country and be across there for many years. And then let's say they return to Trinidad and they're ready to access GATE. What we're saying is that if that is the case, you need to be back in Trinidad and Tobago for at least 3 years prior to you starting your program and accessing GATE funding. And of course, with one of the policy revisions, and it's unfortunate, but this is the policy whereby only persons under the age of 50 years old are eligible for GATE funding. Also, you must be fully accepted into a GATE-approved university and a GATE-approved program. And why this is important, of course, schools offer, and in particular, University of Trinidad and Tobago, they will offer a myriad of programs for students. It does not mean that all the programs may be in fact GATE approved. They could be going through the process for approval. So what we recommend that students do is when they decide on exactly what program they want to pursue, right? We want them to know, okay, you have to confirm, the institution ought to have that information. And if for some reason they don't, you can contact the GATE office to confirm that the program you're interested in pursuing is in fact GATE approved for funding. Yeah. All right. And with one of the policy revisions also, we no longer fund postgraduate level programs, right? Students can apply for HELP loan, and the program that they're interested in must be guided by the priority list. And what does that mean? These governments or the previous government would have taken a decision that in order for students to benefit from the HELP loan for postgraduate level studies, the program they are pursuing must be aligned with the developmental needs of the country. All right, so persons, after you complete your undergraduate, I know you guys are now starting maybe at the pre-bachelor level or bachelor level, and you want to go on to your postgraduate, you can access the HELP loan once that program aligns with developmental needs of the country. All right, so let's go through now. We're moving ahead. I hope I'm not moving too fast. All right. I would
No,
like to
you're
say what
not,
we go
sir,
through.
but can I just ask, I think this name was Chromati or something like that. You just wrote on the screen. Can you please remove that? That's the name I saw come up. Thank you.
Right. So moving
Continue.
along. So we're going to go through now the policies, right? And what are the GATE policies? Right. So the policies of GATE. So the latest revision to the policies speaks to two programs, and we're going to break down exactly how those two programs work. And I think UTT is the perfect example to go through because UTT offer academic as well as TVET level programs. So I'll go through. Right. So students are eligible for one non-terminal program and one bachelor degree program, or one certificate program and one bachelor degree program, one diploma program and one bachelor degree, or one advanced diploma and one bachelor degree. So what we're saying essentially, you will be eligible for one program at the pre-bachelor level, be it certificate, diploma, advanced diploma, associate degree, and a bachelor level program. But what we would like to add to that as well, if for instance, because we are aware of the programs that UTT offers, if for example, a student would have done a certificate level program at UTT, right? And that student wants to go on to do the NetDip, let's say in mechanical engineering, which is essentially two programs at the pre-bachelor level. Once the student agrees that, okay, this is what I want to do, we're going to consider it. But what it will mean for the student going forward is that they will not qualify for a bachelor level program because that second program will essentially end their coverage under GATE. So yes, we're showing you one at the pre-bachelor level and one at the bachelor. But if you want to do two programs, let's say one certificate and one diploma, you can. It will just mean that when it's time to matriculate to a bachelor level program, you would have to pay for that out of pocket or possibly access the help loan. All right? Okay, so moving along, TVET, right? So students are eligible for one TVET level 3 program or equivalent as diploma and one TVET level 4 program equivalent as advanced diploma, as I would have mentioned before. One TVET level 4 program as advanced diploma and one TVET level 5 program equivalent as a bachelor degree program. Yeah. Also one TVET level 3 program equivalent as diploma and one TVET level 5 program equivalent as a bachelor degree. So again, you would not be able to access two programs at the same level. So we wouldn't pay for two diplomas or two certificates. You must be accessing your programs progressively in order to qualify for the two programs. Okay, so a few points to remember. And the first one, and it's something like we like to reiterate every time we do a presentation. GATE is not mandatory. A student and his or her family can make a personal decision not to utilize GATE. And the reason why we say this, the means assessment portion of the GATE application, right? That requires that students provide salary information for their household or both parents. Sometimes parents may not want to divulge that information, but those documents are needed in order for us to do an assessment. So if the parents do not want to provide that information for us to do our assessment for the student, they can choose to pay the institution out of pocket. It is not mandatory that they access GATE. All right, and my colleague will go into detail about the documents required for the means assessment a little later on. Secondly, GATE is not guaranteed. Again, with our policies, depending on the student's GATE history. Let's say you would have done a program in the past that you didn't complete, and you come into access GATE now for a new program at UTT, right? And let's say you didn't complete that program successfully. Then, of course, you would have to reimburse GATE before you can apply for your new program. So it's not guaranteed when you apply for GATE that you will be successful. It really depends on the student's GATE history and exactly what we see when the student applies in front of us. Right, so all applications are reviewed based on policies, and you would have seen earlier about the two program policy. And it's something to note, we would have mentioned the two programs. Now, in order for you to move on to your second program, you are expected to complete your first program successfully. And that would be the only way you would get your funding for your second program. Now, I know also we are speaking to new students, and we do have continuing students in this group, but this is something to note because I know you're now entering your first year, but next year, September, you will be entering your second year. And for this first application, the document critical will be, of course, your full acceptance letter, right? But when you're going into your second year is where the academic transcript will come in. And I know we don't have country, but I want to mention that the transcript that GATE requires for students who are entering the second and continuing on in the program is an academic transcript that one shows their name And secondly, shows your cumulative GPA at the end of each semester. So I know this information might be a little premature for you new students, but it's something to keep in the back of your mind. Because when you're entering your second year, we will no longer need to see your acceptance letter. It will be your academic transcript until, of course, you complete your program. Right? So the system that we use, the e-service system, is used by GATE, the students, of course, and the institution. So all emails received via the e-service do not require a visit to the GATE office. For example, the signing of the GATE application form, in those instances, you're really required to visit the school and, of course, sign up on your GATE application. And we advise students, because sometimes when there's a hold on a student's account, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a GATE hold. So we recommend, if there's any issues with your account, your student's account, please contact the university first. They would advise if it's an administrative hold, if it's a GATE hold, but they would advise you exactly what is the reason why you may have a hold on your account. If it is a GATE hold, you're free to contact the GATE office, send us an email or give us a call, but contact the university first in the instance that it may be a university hold and not necessarily GATE. All right, so we're moving along. Right, so obligatory service after GATE. Now, as much as GATE is a grant, students essentially are entering a contract with the government of Trinidad and Tobago. So depending on the amount of money expended on each student will determine how much service they are required to give back to the country. And this is both in the public domain as well as the private sector. Now, if you want exactly those breakdown of the money and the amount of service you require to give back, all this information is available on our FAQs page on the eGate website. All right. Moving along. So this is important. So how to access GATE? Now, the first step is to register at TT Connect, right? So there are 7 locations for TT Connect throughout Trinidad and 1 in Tobago. So you can visit and you can take this website down, as unfortunately we don't have it on the PowerPoint. But for those who have their pen and paper close by, we would recommend that you visit ttconnect.gov.tt, and that website will provide the 7 locations in Trinidad and the 1 in Tobago. So you choose whichever TT Connect office is close to you, right? And these are the documents you require to work with when going to register for your e-service ID, because that e-service ID is critical and it will be unique to each student. That ID you will need when you are going to do your application, and that ID will stay with you, so it wouldn't change with every GATE application. It will be there for the entire duration of going through GATE for funding. All right, so your birth certificate, very important. Your ID card, valid ID card or passport. We do not accept driver's license. And we have their email address or professional email address, because we know you are now moving from secondary into tertiary. So what we will recommend is that this is the right time to establish professional emails, right? So we don't want any crazy email addresses going on there. So establish your professional email addresses and visit the TT Connect office closest to you with those documents in order to obtain your e-service ID. Once you get your e-service ID, then you can proceed to the eGate website to do your GATE application. All right? We recommend that students use a desktop or a laptop, and we recommend that you also use the Microsoft Edge internet browser. It tends to work best with our e-service platform. All right? Ensure GATE notification emails are added to your inbox, as you will be advised of your GATE status via email. And why this is critical: we communicate with students every step along the way via email. Now, being first-time students in the system, chances are you haven't received an email from GATE prior. And if you don't move, okay, so for the first instance, if an email comes, it may go to your junk or spam folder. And most times persons don't check those folders. So what we recommend in the beginning, you want to check both your inbox as well as your junk and spam folder. And once your emails from GATE go to your junk or spam, we recommend moving it to your inbox. So any future emails from us, you will not miss, because we don't want you to miss any emails from us. We'll go through, you will see in the next couple of slides why it's critical that you see your emails from us and you're able to check your emails regularly. All right, so being GATE ready, right? Students must be GATE ready when submitting an application form. So for first-time students, right, the program accepted into must be approved for GATE funding, right? The student must meet the performance criteria for funding. Now, this performance criteria will only apply to you guys when you're entering your second year of the program. For the first year, you all are entering your first year, we would want to see your acceptance letter into a GATE approved program. And if you're uncertain if your program is GATE approved or not, again, you can confirm that with the institution, or you can also contact the GATE office. All right. For continuing students, when you guys enter in year 2 and beyond from September 2026, as I mentioned earlier, the academic transcript is what we will need. If the student proceeds on a leave of absence, an official letter must be provided to the GATE office. You must inform us. So when we see you coming in after your leave, we know, okay, this is why we don't see any activity for the student for this period, because they want an official leave of absence. So don't take for granted that you inform the school. You also need to inform the GATE office, seeing that we are the ones assisting with your tuition expenses. If the student has withdrawn from the program, an official letter must be provided to the GATE office. So if, for example, for some reason, students decide, okay, I'm not going to continue on in this program, we recommend not just dropping out of the program, because later on, you may want to access GATE for another program. And then this is where the challenge comes in, because now you may be owing us if money was already paid. So we recommend that if you are to do anything regarding your student profile, of course, inform the school, get the necessary approvals, and then, of course, when you receive your approved documents, forward it to the GATE office so we can update your GATE profile. All right, so some important notes going forward, but transfers. Sometimes you start a program and you want to move on to another program. The school may have granted that an approval for transfer, but you also need to get that approval from GATE. And the reason being, not all programs cost the same, right? So we want to make sure that the program you're transferred into, one, is an approved GATE program, and two, is something that is within the confines of the budget for the program. All right, so again, just like your withdrawal, if you're transferring all those documents, GATE will need to update your student profile. So in the event when you're coming back in the future, you don't encounter any problems when it's time to receive your GATE funding. Right, so some important notes for students. Provisional conditional acceptance letters are not accepted with the GATE application. So we know most institutions, and I'm sure UTT is no stranger to this at all, students may be awaiting CAPE results. So they may have offered a provisional or conditional acceptance letter until those results are released. What we recommend is that students wait for those results to come out, get a full or firm acceptance letter from the institution before applying for GATE. We will not grant an approval on a provisional or conditional acceptance letter, right? So once you get your GATE results from CAPE or whatever you're waiting on to get fully accepted into the program, ensure that the school issue you an official firm acceptance letter, and that letter you would use to apply for GATE. All right, so performance is assessed annually. We grant annual clearances for UTT students. But sometimes, as much as we assess performance annually, let's say, for example, a student at the end of the first year, they don't meet the minimum GPA requirements. And I know I'm speaking because you all are new students. So when you're entering year 2, the minimum cumulative GPA requirement is 2.0. And let's say, for example, a student does not make that 2.0 going into the second year. We don't want to penalize you for the entire year. So if you can pay your tuition for that one semester, September to December, and raise that cumulative GPA, we would want to bring you back into the fold come January. Hence the reason why we ask for the academic transcript showing the cumulative GPA at the end of each semester and not at the end of the year. Students must apply for GATE funding within their academic year and semester. And I'm sure the administrative team at UTT will also agree, because we have run into instances where students are so caught up with projects and exams and school is that they forget to apply for GATE. But ideally, we are not supposed to give students retroactive funding for GATE. Sometimes, given the circumstances, we may fool and we may try to assist the students, but that is not guaranteed. So what we want to recommend in order to ensure you receive your funding in a timely manner, and you don't have any issues when it's time for you to graduate specifically, please apply for your GATE funding within the academic year of study. Fortunately for UTT students, You only have to submit 1 GATE application per year. Some schools, they have to submit 3 applications per year. So you all only have 1 to submit. We recommend that you submit at the onset of the academic year. Right, so do not allow anyone to apply for GATEs on your behalf. So, and this is nothing with UTT, but we know sometimes parents, a lot of these students are coming out of secondary, and we know parents like to involve, but we're really trying to encourage the students to do these things on their own, because they are the ones we're going to be interacting with, and they are the ones familiar with the transcripts, they are the ones liaising with the institutions, administration. So as much as your parents may want to help, we want to ask you to please fill out your form for yourselves, so that way, you know, going forward, you will know exactly what that communication line between you and GATE. All right. And as we would have mentioned before, not all holds or financial issues are in fact GATE related. So always contact the university to clarify your status before assuming it is GATE related. Right, so the GATE application. So we want to go through the steps. So students are informed via email on every action taken on the application by a GATE officer, right? So if you log into your GATE profile, you will get to see exactly what your application status is. And we'll go through the different statuses that we have for GATE, right? So again, students must check their email inbox, their spam junk regularly for updates on the application. The application goes through several stages before payment is made, and the student can view the progress of the application by logging into the e-service via the student portal. So I'm going to go through the application process with you guys. So the first step after the student applies, so you go to TT Connect, you get your e-service ID, you organize all your documents soft copy, and you're now going to do your application online for the first time, as you guys will be doing for the first time. So when you apply, you will get an email stating that your application has been received. It's almost like an automatic acknowledgement that your application was received by GATE. The first step in our process is to verify the application. How we do that is a process of confirming a student's biodata. So we will review your birth certificate, your national ID, those documents, make sure it matches what you stated on it. We want to make sure that your documents are valid. If it's a student with a foreign birth certificate, we want to make sure that you have been back in the country for a while. That is where the verification process comes in. And then we now have GATE clearance. And GATE clearance is the unit I actually work in. And we determine a student's eligibility for funding. So for year 1 students in your regard, I will review your acceptance letter to confirm, 1, that the program you're applying for is in fact GATE approved. I will look at your student history to make sure we didn't pay for programs for you before. All right. Once everything is fine, then we grant what we call a clearance approval, and your application now goes in queue for the means assessment. And that my colleague will go into a little detail with the means assessment a little later on. But that's to give you a general idea. Once we grant an approval, then we're going to determine exactly, based on your household income, how much tuition fees GATE is going to pay for you depending on that income, right? And my colleague will break it down a little further for you going forward. After we do our means assessment and we determine the means rate, right, the student will know exactly what percentage of funding they will receive. At this point in time now, the application is now at the institution for them to do their part, and they will action the application on their part at the institution, then we go through for financial processing. So again, verification, we verify the biodata documents, the clearance approval is done. For continuing students, instead of the acceptance letter, this is where we review your transcript and look at your cumulative GPA to determine whether or not you will be eligible for funding for the succeeding year. And the means assessment is the third and final part before the means rate is given. Once that means rate is given, that means you're fine on GATE's end for that part of it, and it's now at the institution for the action. Right. So clearance verified, the application is in queue for clearance processing. Right. So at this stage, let's say, for example, a student applies. Now, normally if we using an ID card, we would want to see the back and the front of the ID. Students sometimes in haste, or sometimes they probably forget, and they probably omit, let's say, the back of the ID. What we will send is what we call a correction required, essentially asking you to make a correction to the application. That is done via email. So you see why we keep stressing, check your emails regularly, because we don't want you to miss the correction required. Once the student make the change within 14 days, and they resubmit the application, then we could continue along with processing. And then the means query, which my colleague will go into in a little more detail, is essentially the same if they require additional information. Let's say the student leaves out salary information for one of the parents. We will need that in order to do our assessment. So the means test officer will send a means query, and the student has 14 days within which to respond. And if the student doesn't, then they receive a default 50. But again, we will go into more detail with that later on. A clearance rejection. So the application was not approved for funding. The student receives an email notification stating the reason. Now, my application can be rejected for myriad of reasons. For example, let's say one, as new students, the program you're pursuing is not GATE approved. So of course, we will have to clearance reject the application. Let's say we ask the student to provide additional documents, and after multiple corrections, the student still hasn't submitted the correct documents. Again, the application is rejected. We also have something we call an automatic system cancellation, or the automatic test, the automatic means test rate. So if we send a correction required and the student does not respond within the allotted 14 days, the system automatically cancels the application, which now becomes the endpoint, and the student has to do over the entire application. For the means test side, there isn't a cancellation, but instead, after 14 days, if the student does not respond to the means query, they receive a default means rate of 50%. And the reason why this is important, and I'm not sure how many students or parents are logged in, for the student, this may not be really an issue. But if the parents are the ones supporting you financially, I'm guaranteed that they would not want to receive a default 50% rate, especially when they think they deserve higher. So please, please, please check your emails regularly. You do not want the 14 days to pass after receiving a means query, because it could be putting your parents in some financial difficulty. All right? And gate processing. So after the means confirmation is done and the school signs the application on their end, and of course, now a lot goes on behind the background in terms of payment. So payment is something that is not automatic. We really have no control over when payment is made. But students, if they log into the profile, they would see for a very long time, they would see gate processing. And we don't want that status to worry students. It essentially means your application has been approved. We have committed to making payments on your behalf. It's now going through the stages behind the scenes for actual payment to be made. So gate processing means you're in a very good place. The next status you should see after that will be finance approved, which means gate has actually paid on that application. Right, I know I have spoken a lot, so I'm going to introduce my colleague, Lakeisha Dufield, who would go through in detail about the means test and what is required of students.
Good morning, everyone. I'm officer assigned to the means testing unit. And essentially, everybody who applies for GATE must be means tested in order to determine how much funding they would qualify for based on the policy. All right. The means test is essentially an assessment of the family or independent individuals to contribute financially to the cost of tertiary education. So in the past, whereby all students would have gotten 100% funding, the means test was introduced as a sort of cost sharing model. And the government at the time would have determined that we as individuals, as citizens, would need to contribute financially towards the cost of their tertiary education. And that's how the means test was introduced. And essentially, it is granted annually, and it can change each year based on your household income. So for example, if you apply within this academic year and circumstances with your household would have changed between now and the time you apply for your second year, your means rate could be adjusted based on those circumstances, so that once we rate you for this particular academic year, the means rate is an annual rate. All right. Students are encouraged to provide all relevant documents for review, namely the income for your parents. And we say we want students to provide the income for both parents, regardless of your living situation or place of residence, essentially, we at the means testing unit have an operational policy whereby it is the educational responsibility of the parent to assist with the cost of the education for the child. So although, let's say, you may physically be living with one parent, you may see that you may get a means test query asking for the income document or the financial information for your other parent that you would not have declared initially in the application. And when we think of the word household, we talking about all the persons living within the household, whether or not they contribute directly to your educational expenses. So for example, parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, once they are persons that are within the household, they are considered a member of your household. You share a meal, you share utilities, appliances, everything. They are considered a household member. You are required to declare the income documents for all those persons in your household that are employed and earning an income. Earning an income, when we talk of household income, we refer to all sources of income, whether it be somebody who's just even receiving a disability grant or pension or just NIS. Once that money, there's money coming into the household, that ought to be declared as household income. We're not looking specifically at salary only. If it's somebody is self-employed, they are required to declare their income as well. So once money is coming into the household, that income ought to be declared in the means test section of the application. So we encourage you to look at the frequently asked questions section of the GATE online e-service platform, and it will list exactly what documents we are looking for when we are assessing your application for means. So means test, there are different household income levels that would determine how much funding eligibility a student may qualify for. So where the household income is $10,000 per month or less, students would be eligible for 100% of the tuition fees. So we consider those persons vulnerable, and their household assessment level would be considered 100% GATE funding. Where the household income is above $10,000 per month, but less than $30,000 per month, the students will be eligible for 75% of the tuition fees, which means GATE will fund 75% of the tuition fees for whatever program they are doing, and the student will be required to pay the balance, which is the 25% of the tuition fees to their institution. Where the household income is above $30,000 per month, but less than $75,000 per month, students will be eligible for 50% of the tuition fees. And where the household income is over $75,000 per month or above, students are not eligible for GATE funding. So those students who fall into that bracket, they would have to pay out of pocket for their tuition expenses. All right, so let's go over those percentages again. Under 10,000, 100%. Over 10,000, but less than 30,000, 75%. Over 30,000, but less than 75,000, 50% funding. And if the household income is over 75,000 per month, students are not eligible for GATE funding. Now, my colleague would have mentioned the importance of looking at your emails, especially your junk or your spam, to see correspondence from GATE officers. And the means testing unit is no stranger to that. We send a lot of queries. I don't know if some of you would have gotten some queries already, but we send a means test email query where we want to get more information from the student. So whatever reason that we may send the query, maybe we want to get, maybe a student would have uploaded an outdated payslip document. Maybe a student would have uploaded a blurry document. Maybe we want to get more information about the student's household. We would send the student a means test query, and they have 14 days to answer that query. 14 calendar days, not 14 working days. So you need to take note of that. And failure to respond to the query successfully within a 14-day period will result in your application being considered incomplete because for whatever reason, we don't have all the information to assess the application correctly, and they will be sanctioned with a 50% means rate. All right. And additionally, once you are sanctioned with a 50% means rate, you will be required to pay that other 50% of the tuition fees to your institutions. So you're not coming into gate to pay your 50%. You need to visit your institution administrative unit, and they will let you know based on the program that you're doing, how much your fees that you have to pay to them with that 50% is. Now we have a window where you could query the means rate, come into us, give us a call, and we will look at it. We may consider giving you another opportunity, but you have to do that within a timely period, meaning within 2 weeks of receiving your means rate. We're not going to look at 50% means rate because the student, because you say you didn't know. You have to be constantly checking on the status of your application. You can't come a year later and say, well, the school now tell me I got 50% and I came to query it. It will be very difficult for us to query a 50% means rate a year later, because more than likely the institution would have already begun the process of submitting the gate claim to us, and the payments probably would have already started going through with the finance department. So you need to be on top of your application as well. Just go into your application, log into your account, check the status of your application, see where it's at, and be on top of everything with respect to your application. It's your responsibility to check on the status of your application. You do not have to wait on the institution to come and let you know a year later or 6 months later, hey, you got 50% from gate, because you didn't answer a means test query. You have to be responsible and check your emails. You have to be responsible to log into your gate account and check the status of your application and see if there's anything wrong with your application, if there's anything that you would have missed with respect to any correspondence from us. All right. So as I said, through the course of your application, the means testing unit may contact the student or via email, or we may even contact you via a telephone interview, or we may ask you to come into the GATE office. And if it is we require further information, we may even go field visits and for some certain instances and check out where it is you would have stated that you live, and do interviews with your neighbors or even other your actual household members. So it's not something that you may be aware of, but we do it from time to time. So you need to be very upfront and honest in your application. And where you, as a student, fail to declare certain income, let's say you did not disclose income for a family member, household member, you may be fall under the sanction of a 50% means rate, or further be barred from gate for not disclosing information as it relates to means. Once the means rate is under the 100%, over the 100%, sorry, let's say you qualify for 75% funding or 50% funding for whatever reason, based on the household income, or you got the sanction of the 50%, or your household is over 30,000, you qualify for 50%. As my colleague would have mentioned, you have the option of applying for the student help loan to assist you with your portion of the tuition fees. All right, a confirmed means test rate and email notification is an endpoint to the student's GATE application process. So the institutions would process the application after that and start with the payment to the finance unit. All right, so that was a lot with respect to means, and I know some of you may have some questions. You could probably have your questions ready for us at the end of the presentation. You could speak on it, or we will provide email addresses or contact information for you to give us some of more information with respect to your particular situation. If you want a personal one-on-one with one of the officers to get some more information on as it relates to means, we would entertain those questions and queries after with respect to means, because I know means is a lot and means is very important with respect to your funding. All right, but let's move on to the higher education loan program, and we like to call it HELP. What is the HELP loan? The loan is basically a student loan, and it's a low interest loan whereby the government is paying 4% of the bank's preferred interest rate. As the slide says, it is a bank loan, so normal lending criteria applies. It's just that the government is standing security on the loan, and the government is securing the loan, the government is paying 4% of the interest rate. And it is a student loan. So the loan would be in the student's name. Whoever the program, once you're a student and you would like to go through the option of the HELP loan, you could submit an application, and the program that you're doing must be enrolled, you must be a gate approved institution, and the program must be a gate approved program. You must be over 18 years and to qualify for the loan, but under 50 years, because as I said, it's a bank loan. The bank wouldn't issue a loan to somebody's under 17 years old. You could visit any of the 4 major commercial banks to apply for the loan: Republic, RBC, First Citizens, Scotia. The documents that are required to apply for the student loan are very similar to the documents that you would have had to upload for your GATE application, because the GATE and the HELP program go hand in hand. So copies of your birth certificate, national ID or passport, your acceptance letter if you're a year 1 student, and your academic transcript if you're a continuing student. All applications require proof of registration for courses and household pay slips, because the HELP loan is subject to a means test as well. They do it a little bit differently, but a means test is applied for the HELP loan. A utility bill to verify your address, and normal bank loan criteria, 2 references. So it would cover things like non-tuition expenses. So for example, books, traveling from here to school, if you're from home to school. If you want to rent an apartment to be closer to school, you could apply for a HELP loan. You could apply for a HELP loan for your administrative fees, like your caution fees, etc. And of course, the tuition expenses for those persons who would have not qualified for 100% funding through the GATE program, through your means test allocation. You could apply for the HELP loan for your tuition expenses, or if you qualify for, let's say, 50% or 75% funding. In addition to that, as mentioned before, the bachelor's level degree. If you are in possession of a bachelor level degree and do not qualify for GATE, you can apply for a HELP loan. However, you must have completed your GATE approved program. And for incomplete GATE programs, you need to contact the GATE unit. So we would advise you on how to proceed. And for postgraduate programs, as my colleague mentioned before, you must be on the program that you're applying for the HELP loan for must be on the priority list of the country. The loan, you can qualify for a loan of a maximum of $35,000 per year if you're studying at the local institution level. So for example, a UGT student could qualify for up to $35,000 per year through the HELP loan. And we would have indicated that a maximum of $75,000 per year if it is you're studying for one of the regional institutions like UWI Mona, Kville, UTEC, those regional institutions that are approved. Those students who want to apply for the HELP loan could qualify for up to $75,000 per year. And the amount received for the loan is based on the means test criteria for HELP. As I said before, your application goes through a committee, and based on what it is you request and based on the supporting documents you would have attached to your application, the committee will determine if you qualify for the full $35,000 per year or a portion of it to assist you along the way. All right, and that brings me to the end of our presentation. We have our contact number here for both GATE and the HELP departments. So take note of the numbers and the email addresses. For general information, you can send your emails to egate.gov.tt, gate.info@moe.gov.tt, and the help loans at moe.gov.tt. So thank you very much for your time and your attention, and we could take a few questions now.
Okay, before we start, thank you so much. We want to manage the question and answer segment. So I'm going to ask my colleagues, I will deal with the persons whose hands are raised, which is our preferred mode. Ms. Avalon will take questions from the live stream. And of course, I'll ask Ms. Bahadur to cue me a couple questions from the chat so that we wouldn't miss anyone. So I will start by asking Ms. Avalon, any questions from the live stream? And ladies and gents, let's please remember we are asking questions to the gate personnel at this point, so it must be relevant to, gate and gate matters.
I want to put two questions quickly, and they were there before. Someone, I just wanted to be clear, and this was asked before. If you applied for your national ID and you have the slip, can we submit the slip?
Yes, we understand that we are accepting the slip. Just ensure that the slip will have the ID card number on it. So when you're applying or your subsequent application, of course, by then you will have the ID card. But yes, we will accept the slip once it has the ID card number on it.
Great. And I have a person
And I
here.
believe they are issuing those slips with the ID card number, so you should
Yes,
be
it
fine.
has the ID card number on those. That's
Okay,
correct.
great.
And then quickly, this one, and we could rotate Petula.
Yes.
Someone indicated if they have applied since July, did the means test, did the corrections within the time frame. Still, this is since July they applied, but they still haven't gotten any kind of response about their percentage.
Right. So what we will want to see, yes, so we do apologize for the delay. Ideally, we would like to respond and process application within a 2-week period. Unfortunately, that is not the case. We are working with over 15,000 applications at the moment, and there are some constraints, but we are working as quickly as possible. So we want to apologize to students. We are working as fast as we could. We are hoping to get the application out in a timely manner. They would have done their part, and we are trying to do our part as quickly as possibly, but we still want to maintain the integrity of what we do, right? So bear with us. We're moving as quick as we can, and students should be receiving some feedback in a short space of time.
Okay, great. One thing though, quickly, and Pat, you could take a question. This person is asking to see the page, and you could probably do this while we take a next question. See the page that show the different stages of the application. I think at some point that was a slide. If they can see that again. Yeah, Petula, go ahead.
Okay, great. Judy, while you're collating the questions from the chat, I'll take a few whose hands are raised. Ayula Asun.
Hi, I just want to query something, right? So I am living alone and currently employed with the Ministry of Works, but under the OJT program. But due to the ministries being split, it have a delay in getting access to payslips and job letters. However, when we started, we got a form with the amount of money that we are working for per month. So I was wondering if I can use that or if I have to wait until they are able to send the job letters and payslip, which I don't know how long they would take.
You mean your placement letter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that will work. We will accept that.
And without the payslip?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, great. We'll go to Utam.
Hi, morning.
Hi.
The question I have, right, is based on a situation that I'm dealing with right now. I had to drop out of a diploma in 2017 that I wasn't able to finish. And I went to contact Gate to find out, for funding for other stuff. And they said that, well, I have to pay back. So I say, okay. And then I postponed it a couple of years. Presently, I'm trying to go about paying back for the course, and contacted the NESC in Point Lisas for a letter as per gate instruction, explaining the situation to bring back the gate. That is going on 3 months now. And I keep calling the institute, what's going on, and I simply cannot get in contact with anybody or a letter or anything like that to bring back the gate to plead the situation, whether I have to pay back or not. Is there any way Gate could assist in investigating my plight? The diploma I was doing, I wasn't able to finish it because there wasn't any passes, and the school later went on to discontinue the diploma. That's an instrumentation from Red Deer College.
Say, what is the institution again? Is it NESC?
NESC Point Lisas. The diploma
Right,
in
so
question was instrumentation from it was Red Deer College in Canada. They discontinue it due to not
Right.
no passes. I was probably the only student passing anything. And
Right, so I'm trying to understand. So when you went to NESC for them to provide a letter, what we really want to see is that the school could confirm that the program is in fact incomplete. So is it that the school is unwilling to provide that letter for you? What are they telling you?
the feedback I got from them is, okay, we're gonna submit a investigation to registry, and then they pull up my transcript to see what my passes were, and then they could generate a letter to send to Gate. This is
Right.
on 3 months now. I've been back and forth, the physical
When
visits.
last you contacted the school?
Maybe about a week ago, I went through the calling in, get transferred to the registry department to see if they could pull up anything on the investigation. Now I call in and I just getting line busy.
Okay, no problem. But what we will do, we're going to take your information. This is something that we will probably have to follow up with you offline, off the air, right? And see how best we can assist you. But ideally, the students are supposed to get that information from the school. I don't know why they're taking so long to provide the info, but we're going to see how best we can intervene on your behalf, right? And we ought to have your contact information on file on the e-service. So someone will contact you hopefully before the end of the day for more information to see how best we can expedite that letter from NESC. All right, so we're going to follow up with your matter offline. All right, Mr. Ramnath? All right, no problem.
Do you need him? You have his info, or do you need him to do anything? Direct message you in the chat or anything?
Yes, he can direct message because I want to assume that because I know you had a profile with us before. So I'm hoping that we have a contact number there, but I don't want to have the wrong contact info for him. So if he can he can send us his contact info private chat. We'll appreciate that. So we can call him after the presentation is over.
Okay, fantastic. You, Tam, you're clear on that, right? Hello.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. So I'll take Priya and then I'll move to some of the questions from the chat.
Okay, good morning. So,
Good morning.
just last week I did my application for GATE. However, at that point in time, I had my confirmation email for acceptance for the program which I am pursuing. And the day after, I got my official acceptance letter. However, I couldn't change it in my application, so I emailed it to the GATE email, and I didn't get any feedback whether they took my acceptance letter, the official one. So I just wanted to know.
Right.
I just wanted
Okay, so
some
Ms.
clarity
Bandu,
on that
quick question. So what letter would you have submitted with the original application? Was it an
the
email
original-
acceptance?
Yeah, it was a email acceptance. Yes, correct.
Okay, so what we will do, we have your name. They probably haven't gotten to your application as yet, but I will try to send you the same correction required that we would have mentioned earlier. I would send you a correction for you to attach the official acceptance letter, and you will submit it unless we submit the application for us. Right? So you can
Okay, sure.
remove the email acceptance and upload the official acceptance letter, and let's resubmit the application. I will send it to you
Okay,
before the day
thank
is
you.
over. All right,
Okay,
no
I'll
problem.
just private message you. Yeah.
Yes, no problem.
Okay, I guess we two them might be off. We'll take one of the raised hands. Priya.
I think we just spoke with Priya.
Okay, so it's
Yeah. Sorry, I loaded.
Kadisha.
Hi, good morning. That's my question, right? If it is, can you hear me?
Yes, we are.
Right. So
Yes.
if I did a program at a diploma level at one institution, and now I'm currently pursuing another program at a certificate level, and I apply under GATE, will it be approved or?
Unfortunately, no. So first question, that diploma program you initially pursued, did you complete that program successfully?
Yes, I did.
Right. So unfortunately, students are not allowed to revert to a lower level program. So seeing that you would have completed a diploma program successfully, you will only be eligible going forward for programs at a higher level. So if you
And it
really
is not
want to do this,
even though it's not
go
in the
ahead.
same field, it's not in the same field, or
Yes,
it's just
yeah,
a
because you see, the policy dictates that we're not going to pay for two programs at the same level, or we're not going to allow students to revert to a lower level program. And the fact that you would have done a diploma already, to go to a certificate now, we will only allow you to move to a higher level program going forward. Ideally, it will be a bachelor's, but if you want to do an associate degree or an advanced diploma, we will consider that. But to revert to a lower level program, unfortunately, the policy will not allow us to approve that application.
So if I have to switch to probably a bachelor, I will have to switch my entire
Yes, you
job.
can. Yes, you can. You can most definitely can. Once it's higher than the diploma level program, you will be eligible for funding, but nothing at a lower level and nothing at the same level as the diploma.
Okay then, thank you.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
before we go to
Hello?
the next question, I would like to ask Senator Kongs to just bear with us so that we could at least take as many questions for the gate personnel as possible. I know that we are at the time for you all, so if you could just give us a few more minutes, I'll appreciate it. So we'll go to Tristan Kalu.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
So right now I'm currently wondering that the program for GATE, National Engineering Technical Diploma Mechanical Engineering, the old diploma, is that still, can I use that one or do I have to look for the newer one? Because I wasn't seeing
What do you mean the
no,
program?
yeah, for
Yeah,
the
what you
diploma.
ought to see is the National Engineering Technician Diploma Mechanical Engineering. You ought to see that title in the drop down. You wasn't seeing it?
No.
It should be there. It ought to be there. But if you want, you can private message us your contact number. One of our officers will call you and guide you through to get the correct program title. All right?
Because I already applied with the old one, so.
Oh, well, then if they did apply with the old one, we will just send you the same correction required and tell you to select the correct title. We'll give you the exact title name so you wouldn't miss it in the drop down. All right?
All right.
What's your full name? Tristan.
Hello.
Okay.
Kaloo.
Okay, I will look for the application and I will send you the correction to select the correct program title. All right?
Okay, once you have asked your question and it has been answered, could you please lower your hand so that we can move to the next? So Carrie Ann Vincent.
Putula, before Karen comes on, can we please ask you all to pay attention to the questions being asked and the answers given so that if your answer is given, you can lower your hand or so we can move on. So we don't have the same questions being asked twice. Yeah?
Thank you. Okay, Carrie Ann.
Hi, I have two questions. One is, what if one parent in the household not working in like a government jobs and they don't get placements, but they also ask for the parents' income? What do I do? And the other one is just to confirm. So if you did a certificate and you use GATE and you want to go and do a bachelor's, can you use GATE also?
Okay, what do you mean by one parent is not working a government job? What do? They have their
Like,
own.
like they go and build houses and those things, like outside jobs.
So they work for themselves. They're
Yes.
self-employed.
Yes.
Yeah, self-employed persons are required to upload a sworn affidavit issued by a commissioner of affidavit or notary. So if you go onto the frequently asked question page of the e-service, you will see exactly how all the required documents everyone for means any different levels of income, whether it be self-employed, whether it be persons who are landlords and they're getting a rental income, of persons who are receiving a pension, a disability grant, all the different types of income that you could probably think of is listed on the frequently asked question page. So you could go into that section and you will see exactly how we would want the sworn affidavit outlined. So if parent need to go to a commission of affidavit and do a sworn declaration declaring their average monthly income and what it is they do.
Okay. And the other one,
Right. To answer your second question, if you would have completed your certificate successfully, you will qualify for a bachelor level program thereafter. Once again, it's an approved institution and is an approved program under GATE. So to answer your question, yes, you will be eligible for the bachelor's.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, Precious Bailey.
Hi, good day. So in applying, I clicked self-funding, but is it okay for me to still apply for GATE? You know, the first semester is already, well, almost there or not?
That's a question for the institution. Is it that you apply for self-funding now when you were doing your registration at UTT?
Yes, because I saw that the registration for GATE was closed off.
Right. Well, I think that you need to speak with the administration at UTT and see if they can probably switch your enrollment type. And of course, once you apply, if you apply with your required documents, we will process your application accordingly. If, however, your acceptance letter states self-funding, then of course we wouldn't be able to grant you any clearance. So I think it's something that you need to resolve by the institution first, and then you can apply for GATE thereafter. Once that is resolved, then they're able to switch your enrollment status.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I need to get the questions from the chat. Avalon, you know if Judy is there still. So I'll continue in the interest of time until somebody cues me.
Yes, Petula, I am here.
Okay.
Okay, questions from the chat, Judy, because we're running out of
Okay,
time.
right. If they want to know if someone is living alone, what is the status of applying? That's yeah.
If they're living alone, what is the status of what?
Of applying for GATE.
Maybe with regards to the means assessment?
Yes, the means assessment, she asked.
So they are employed or not? If they're not employed, then somebody is supporting them financially. So they will need to upload that person's income document.
Okay.
If they employ, they upload in their payslip.
Okay.
Okay, yes, if they are living alone, then they will have some means of paying their expenses. Yes.
If they're living alone, then they're employed. We would need to see their income document. If not, when the application reaches the means testing unit, they may be sent a means test query to get further information about their particular situation. So the officer may send them a means query.
Okay, thanks. Petula, do you want me to continue with the other questions asked?
As quickly as possible.
Okay, if a help loan covers the entire tuition.
No, not necessarily. You may fill out a help application requesting assistance for the tuition, but as we would have indicated, the maximum that could be given is 35,000 per academic year, and for local study, 75,000 for regional study. So the committee would look at the application, and if it is they approve the full 35,000 and you request the full 35,000 under tuition fees, you may get that full 35, you may get a portion of it. So it's up to the committee, the credit committee, to determine how much your loan will be approved for.
Okay, and can one sign up for GATE to do the U-STEP program?
Unfortunately, no. At this point, there has not been any confirmation from our research unit that program is in fact a GATE approved program. So I'm not too sure if it's currently in the works. We may have to follow up with our research unit, but as of today's date, that is not a GATE approved program. So unfortunately, no students will not be able to apply for GATE for the youth step program.
Okay, thank you for the information. And Josiah asked whether the feedback from GATE is saying clearance approved. What's the next step? Just for clarity for the student.
No problem. So we would have mentioned this earlier, and I'm glad the question was raised. After the clearance approval is done, the application goes in queue now to the means test unit, right? So they will do their assessment now. So they will either get one of two emails. If all the documentation is there, then they will receive an email stating exactly what their means with confirmation was. If additional information is required, they will receive what we call a means query. So now it has reached another stage of the application process. Now going to get the means assessment done. The student just has to hold on a little while longer for that means assessment to be done.
Okay, thank you. And the last question I have here from Shanice is she's doing the ECCE applied. She applied for GATE. However, she then decides to change to a degree program. And if she can continue with funding from GATE.
When did she apply for the ECCE program? Has it this academic year or last academic year?
No, she's about to apply. She's applying.
Oh, so she hasn't applied as yet?
No.
Okay, well, once she hasn't applied as yet, she can apply for the bachelor level program. That is something I'm sure the school will resolve internally. But once she has the acceptance letter for the new program, she will just submit that on a GATE application. We don't need to see the certificate for the ECCE.
Okay, thank you.
Could you allow me to just put in kind of three other online questions from the live stream? One was asking about the the service that
The obligatory service.
How is it that they contact you all after? How does that work?
Right. So depending on how much money is expended on the student, they're required to give back service to the country. Now, I wish I had, please bear with me, I don't have a copy of the contract now, but I believe that information is available on our FAQs page. If it's not seen there, they are free to contact the GATE office, and depending on each student's situation or what program they are pursuing, and with every program cost is different, and how the obligatory service works, depending on how much money is expended on the student, determines if they require to give back 6 months service, a year service. I don't want the students to be too scared. It's not anything crazy like 5 or 10 years. We're not telling you that you will be forever indebted to the government of Trinidad and Tobago. So it usually ranges between 6 months and 2 years, right? But to get the exact service that the student may have to give back, check the FAQs page. If it's not there, we do apologize. You can always call us at the office for that information.
And okay, the other question, it's two different persons, but it's quite similar. One was asking if the parent doesn't live in the house, and does not contribute financially or anything like that, and also not willing to submit any documents. What is their situation? And the other question was if one parent has full custody, if the other one still has to submit
Then
anything.
you should contact GATE.
Yeah, those applications would most likely be flagged for an investigation. Normally, if there's a divorce and there's a custody agreement in place, we would ask for that document to show. And other than that, with respect to the parent who is not willing to provide their documents, that particular application would most likely be flagged for further investigation. So they may be seeing a means query coming out from the means testing unit. Yeah.
So, okay, just to clear with one of them. So basically, if you live in a
Well,
household,
this will
but
be
you are not,
for the bachelors.
if the persons are not contributing to your expenses, you still, and
Good morning. I had a
they have to
question, but,
submit or no? Because
Sorry,
somebody is asking, someone else is asking kind of the same thing in respect to living in an apartment with relatives. One contributes, one doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. That person would be flagged for further investigation.
Yeah. So in any
We will
case,
need to get more information about their particular situation. So that person will most likely be sent a means query. So you apply with the initial payslip for whoever is contributing, and we would send that person most likely be sent a means query to get further information about the household arrangement. Yeah.
okay, no problem. So that answers any questions about if somebody is not contributing, if You have a parent who
I
not
see
willing and
that.
all of those things. Um, first, Jean, is it? Quickly.
We can try this.
Hi, good day. I just
Good
had
day.
a quick clarification question. It's similar to Priya's situation where I uploaded my offer of enrollment thinking that that was acceptance, and then later on when I got my acceptance I realized that that's what I should have uploaded, so I'm just waiting
And it
on
was
them to tell me that I need to upload the acceptance, right? That's all I'm doing.
Yes, so just like your colleague, we will send you, we take your name, we're going to look for your application, and we're going to send you what we call the correction required for you to provide the official acceptance letter. So you will log into your e-service account, click on correct application, go to the third page, you will remove the previous document and you will upload the official acceptance letter and resubmit the application for us.
Okay, lovely. So I'll just wait on that. Thank you.
Yes, we'll try to do that for you before the end of the day.
Okay, we are way over time. Now, I'm seeing a number of questions in the chat that both Mr. Moss, Ms. Ramroop, and Chaidev are trying to address as we go along, but we are really out of time. So
What we can recommend is
yeah,
we would have
I
provided
can
our
email
email.
you.
Yeah, the email information we have, we can go back to that page. So any questions
Yeah,
related to
for
the
the
help and the help
bachelor's.
loan, we have the email for the help unit. Any questions related to the means unit, we have the means test unit information as well. Any general queries and any information regarding to your biodata or your clearance, you can email us at gate.info@moe.gov.tt. So let's pull back up this last page here. I don't know if everyone is seeing it. Those are the respective email addresses and contact numbers if you want to reach anyone in the respective units. You can reach out to us there if you have any further questions or concerns or you require clarity in any of the issues you may be experiencing. Because we know it may be a lot, and the thing is, each student situation may be different. So we will prefer to probably review their individual profiles, hear what their personal situations are, because we can't generalize everyone's situation. So they can reach out to us individually, and we will try to assist as best as we can.
Fantastic. You'll please make note of the email information. And for those who may have dropped off or stuff, feel free to share it in the chat so that even after the gate personnel may have left, we still have access to the information. Also for the live stream, of course. Just to ensure that they don't just, Okay, great. This was really informative. Thank you so very much to both of you.
No
I'm
problem.
certain that you will get a slew of emails before the day.
That's all right. We will try to go through it as quickly as we can. Thank you
No
so much for
problem.
having us. We hope that the information was helpful. And good luck to all the students in your academic pursuits. I think you all chose a fantastic institution, so work hard. And remember, the second year is rolling around. We want to see you guys performing well because we don't want your gate to cut. So we want only A's from all the students in this chat room right now. All right? Good luck in your studies.
Thank you so much. Everybody has the email,
Thank you, sir.
screenshots of the email information, and great. Yes, please. Thank you so much to them.
No
Yeah,
problem.
fantastic.
Okay. Take
Okay.
care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Have a great
Bye.
day. Bye.
Okay. Over to introduce Avalon or not hearing.
Sorry, I was still answering questions. Okay, good. As we said, it's a long day, but this is a lot of information. I know a lot of you have questions, but we want to quickly bring in student accounting. Over the last 3 days, we have been telling you all their email address to message them and get on to them. I know a lot of you want to get your holds off your accounts and what does that mean, all these things. So we're going to give them a time to present. Again, I really want to encourage you students to pay attention to the information given. Because we really don't want to have too much repeat of information that goes longer. Some of times the answers was in the presentation. So please pay attention. And I think I'm handing over to Anissa. Yeah.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to UTT. We are going to, my name is Anissa Ali Ramsrup. I am the financial analyst at Student Accountant. I'm going to have a short video for you, but before the video starts, I just wanted to give you some information. So registration fees are $1,200 per academic year. UTT's academic year begins in September of one year and ends August the other year. So it's $1,200 per year. Apart from that, you are required to pay your tuition by the 30th of September, or we encourage students to apply for GATE. So I'd let the video play, and then I'll take some questions.
Hi, good day, everyone. So it's a quick and simple process. You just go to Google, type in UTT, you come to the portal website here. Right. Here's where you enter your student ID and your password, which would be previously given to you. There are forgot password options if you are unable to log in. So here we are in the student accounting, my portal, sorry. There's the student accounting tab where we have all our online facilities. So there are the payment facilities, the upload proof of payment, which is only required for bank deposits and wire transfers, program funding declaration, letter request transcripts, tuition fees, payment plans, leave of absence, and other forms that are downloadable to you, like the reimbursement and the SAS request forms. Everything is here on my portal under our student accounting tab.
Okay, so we have sponsored students. A lot of students would come to us and tell us they are sponsored. But in order for you to be a sponsored student, what you need to do is provide a copy of your sponsorship letter so that we can use that to invoice your sponsors. Failure to do so will result in a hold being placed on your account. So we have some students who are self-funded, or they may be getting GATE, and let's say based on the means they have to pay a portion of the GATE. So what you can do on the portal, you apply for the payment plan, and your payments are basically, you will have to pay over 3 installments. For semester 1, it would be September, October, November. Semester 2 would be January, February, March. In applying for the payment plan, you have to pay $75 service fee. Failure to meet any of your obligations will result on a hold being placed on your account. So please ensure that the payments are made on a timely basis. You have 3 payment option methods. You can go on your portal and use your Visa, Master, chip debit card. You can do a bank transfer to UTT or you can go directly into FCB and pay. Our bank account number, it's 1501631. All of this information is available on your portal in the student accountant tab. So you can visit our website. You can use the QR code to get whatever information you need. This is just some information, but Kate would have done a wonderful, wonderful job on this. So this is us just reiterating what the criteria is, what the household income brackets are, and how much gate you would be getting. This is the QR code to get to the gate website. This is our contact information. So we have personnel at the Point Lisas campus and the Terminal campus available every day, 8 to 4. However, you can also reach us via email or telephone. We have a lot of students who are currently trying to contact us, and I know it could be that we haven't responded to you. What you all need to bear in mind is that payments take up to 2 working days to be processed. So you cannot send us an email now and say there's a hole on your account if you paid 1 hour ago or something like that. So you have to wait 2 working days for payments to be processed. What we have noticed, a lot of students who make bank transfers or even go directly to FCB, what they do is sometimes the parents may go and make the payment and the parents put their name as the payee. When that comes into our bank account, it would come in as the parent's name. So there's no way that we can identify that particular payment to the student. So what you always need to ensure is that when you do that, you include the student ID. You need to make sure you include the student name and upload a copy of your proof of payment. Even if you email us and you send, let's say, a proof of payment from Republic Bank, we cannot identify that as you because sometimes what shows up on our bank statement is your parent name or whoever paid the funds. So what you need to tell us is who made the payment. We have also noticed that students would email us from all sorts of email addresses, all sorts of email with names that we cannot even associate that to you. So please, when you're emailing us, email from your student email address, or if it is you don't have a student email as yet, what you can do is indicate your student ID. So that helps us because then when we do respond, our first question would be, can you please indicate your student ID? Payments are required to be made by the 30th of September. Tuition is due at the start of the academic year, not at the end of the academic year. If it is payments are not made, your account may be placed on hold. We have a few types of hold. If you see there's a BR hold on your account, it means that we have not received your registration fees or it has not yet been processed. If there's an AR hole, it means that you are owing fees for some previous period and you need to settle that. If there's any way that, or if you're unsure of what your tuition for the semester is, or let's say your program, there is the tuition fees booklet that is available on your portal. Feel free to visit it and you would see what your fees are. Because we have a lot of students who contact us. Miss, can you please advise what my tuition fees are, right? But the information is available there. we would also assist you. We would tell you what your fees are. So I think that's it for me right now. I am open to take any questions you may have. If it is there is a hole and it was not removed, you would need to send us an email. I will give you the email address that you can send it to, and we will try to have that resolved. But please, when sending the email, include your proof of payment, student ID, if it was a bank transfer, or a direct deposit into UTT's bank account, you indicate the name of the person who did the payment, because that would help us in identifying your payment. Okay, thank you and welcome to UTT.
Just a general reminder to all students, making payments through My Portal is very, very secure. As stated before, you can use your chip debit or credit card to make the payments. It must be noted that if you do make the payments on My Portal, your payment is guaranteed to be applied to your account. However, as stated by Anissa, if you make payments through the bank or via deposits or online bank transfers, depending on the account information, meaning the originator, the holder of the account, or sometimes the bank does not send us all the information pertinent to the line, to the transaction, we are unable to find these payments. If you have paid your registration, you have not received an official receipt in your UTT email by now, after, let's just say, 5 working days, send us an email. I'll post back the email address there. So it's student STUACCT queries at utt.edu.tt with your proof of payment so that we can find the line and apply the payment to your account so that the hold is removed and you'll be able to add your courses. I guess we can take some questions now.
Good evening, everyone, or the day before. I had a problem when paying the registration fee. We paid it online and they put in the wrong student ID number. One of the numbers were wrong. And they already made the transfer and we can't change it or fix it in any way. So what would I need to do?
What is your student ID?
109526.
109526. Okay, so can you 27? When was this payment made?
Either between yesterday or this morning. Let me check. One moment.
Okay, so I would like you to send the proof of payment together with the name from which the payment was made, the account name, to the student account queries email address, and we'll address that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So we want to keep some order to the questions, and we will, if you have a question, please raise your hands and we will go in that order. We will also filter from the live stream and try our best, if is not already answered in the chat, to answer. Again, if someone asks a question with the same issue that you have, then the answer is given. We don't want to have repeat every question so that we have the persons here repeating themselves. I think the first person I see is Osei.
Hi, good morning. I would have made a payment 2 weeks ago and I would have contacted accounting regarding the receipt, and I still have not received the receipt as yet via email. I would have also sent an email 5 days ago on requesting an update, and I still have not gotten a response as yet.
So the emails are automatically sent to your student email. You may have to check your junk folder, or the email may be focused.
I would have checked both of my personal and the school email, and I would not have seen any email from
What is
student
your
accounting.
student ID?
I would private message it to you.
Just your student ID? You can just tell us,
I would have sent it in chat to Miss Anissa.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. She'll respond to you in the chat then. We can move on to the next question.
Avalon, are you there? Okay, well, if Avalon isn't there, next person I'm seeing is Fazia Mohammed.
Thank you, Jessie. I didn't realize my mic was muted.
Hi, morning. So my question is concerning the program funding declaration form, right? So I filled it out and it's saying that the form was submitted successfully. So I just have to wait till you'll see that, or is there something else I'm supposed to do after I submit it?
No, that's it. Once you complete your form, that should be fine. If it is your gate funded, you selected gate funded, then it means you need to now apply for gate. If it is that you're self-funded, you need to pay your tuition fees, your semester tuition fees. We do have a 15% discount that is extended to students only if they pay their semester fees before the 30th of September. So I can give you an example. If you are doing the Bachelor of Education and your semester fees are 6,000, then and you decide to pay by the 30th of September, you would only be paying 5,100, so you'll get a 15% discount. However, if it is you do not pay by the 30th of September, or you are going through the route of applying for the payment plan, you would have to pay the 6,000, or if you're going with the payment plan, 2,000 by the end of September, 2,000 by the end of October, and 2,000 by the end of November. So self-funded students, the 15% discount is only if you pay your semester fees before the 30th of September or before the 28th of February for semester 2. Once you're going through the payment plan, you will not qualify for the discount.
Well, I
Does that
applied for
answer your
8.
question? Right,
Yes,
well, perfect. So if it is, you know that you are entitled to 100%, then that's okay. If it is, you think you would qualify for 75% or 50%, the additional portion needs to be paid to UTT by the 30th of September, right?
Okay, thank you so much for the information.
You're
Okay, great.
welcome.
Thank you. Amina Khan.
Hi, good day.
Good day.
Regarding the proof of payments, right? Miss Anissa had said that how when doing bank transfers to if it's parents doing it, they have to include the student ID. But the thing is, um we only got through the bank transfer recently yesterday, and well, that's what had happened when my father went to pay for it. He used his name. However, when I uploaded the proof of payments, I wasn't sure if the photo had went in. So I had also sent an email to the student accounts email with a photo, and I also provided information with my student ID, the course that I'm doing, and the campus that I'll be attending. So,
Amina, can you give me your student ID? When you said the payment was made?
it was made yesterday.
Yesterday, okay. Can you give me your student ID and I would look for that?
109167.
Okay, so it's Amina Khan, right? So I will look for that email and I'll respond to you after this meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so I butchered this name before. Is Utam?
That's okay. I can work with that. I just want to clarify something on a situation that I'm currently sorting out via email, right? I paid, well, I'm going self-paid. I paid for the entire 25 to 2026 year, and I included in the payment the registration fee. But I still end up getting a hold due to non-payment of registration fee. Like I said,
Give me your student ID.
51214.
51214 Tom. Okay.
Yeah. So the question is regarding paying registration fee and the tuition fee. It have different routes for paying the two separate.
Tom, I would have responded to you, I think, via email probably 45 minutes ago.
Thank you.
So, welcome. So the receipt would be amended and the hold was removed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would it have pathways for paying the two things separately, or
Not,
those are-
not, you can pay both separately, but because of the program you selected and when the payment was made, we would have assumed that the payment related to part-time fees for the NETD electrical. So that is why we would have assigned the entire amount as tuition fees.
Oh, okay.
So it was just based on when you made the payment and the amount you paid it, we just assumed all related to tuition. So
Okay.
your instance was a bit unique.
Okay. So I just had to
Yeah?
collect the timetable now and then add my courses. I didn't get as it.
Yes, so that would be your admin you need to communicate with and add your courses. So there's no hold on your account right now.
Very good. Thanks.
Okay, take care.
Anissa, if you can take this student ID from someone on the live chat, 107027.
107027.
Yes, I think it's Sade Carter. Or Sade Carter, SADE Carter. Their issue is not receiving their receipt. They made the online payment and they've been waiting on their receipt.
So right now I'm seeing, and this is for the registration fees of 1,200.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so I am seeing that the receipt was done. Like Jai would have said, it is the receipts are automatically generated. So it's not that we send out an email or we would miss an email to send out. So chances are it is sitting in the student's spam folder or somewhere.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Jahim, and again, before Jahim comes, please listen to the questions and responses given. If you hear the response that was given and it's related to your issues, please don't, ask the same questions over and over. So Jahim?
Good morning, Miss. So the tuition booklet indicates that there's a 15% discount that is available to students once the semester fees are paid in full before September 30th. Does this also apply to students who applied for GATE and paid for their contribution fully upfront?
No, this is only for self-funded students who are fully self-funded.
Okay, and I have another question as well.
Sure.
Does the Student Accounting Department provide printed or PDF notarized receipts for payments made for income tax purposes?
Yes, so you would have to visit your portal, the Student Accountant tab, and apply for a BIR letter. There is a service fee of $30. So you would get a cover letter together with all of your receipts attached. So
Okay,
that is what
thank you.
you would use to submit. Yeah.
Oh, and I have one more question, sorry.
Sure.
How can I confirm my financial account status with UCT? Is there an option in the student portal to view that information or not?
Hold on, I'd like try answer this question.
Could you repeat the question? I just want to make sure I clarify what it is they're asking.
Yeah, how can I confirm my financial account status with UTT, and is there an option in the student portal to view that information?
So there isn't an option currently for you to view that. However, are you gate funded? Are you what?
I'm gate funded, sir.
Right. So you would know what what percentage you may receive from Gate based on your household income, as they would have indicated previously, right? So let's just say you're 25% outstanding with us, then you would know that that's what is outstanding to you. However, at the
Okay.
end of the semester, we review all students' accounts and send emails to them, as well as place holds on their accounts if they have outstanding balances. So that means that you wouldn't be able to uh, do your exams and stuff unless those payments are made. That's why we always say tuition is due at the beginning of the semester, not at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Just some public announcement to all of you. I see that you guys are asking about your receipts and stuff, right? Your receipts will are automatically generated, as you said. However, they would have been sent to your student emails and so forth. The main thing that you guys have to focus on is that you don't have a hold on your account. If you're trying to register and you have a BR hold on your account, it means that you have a block registration. That's what a BR stands for. It means that we have not received or receipted your $1,200. If 5 business days have passed and you still have that hold, you need to contact us immediately so that we can find that line. As stated before, if you make the payments on my portal, you will not have that problem. If you make the payments through the bank or through online bank transfers, then that is where the issue may be, where we have not found the line because of the information of information that we would have received from the bank as it pertains to that bank transaction. So 5 business days, you haven't gotten an email with the receipt, or you still have a BR hold, which is the more important one. You need to contact us with your proof of payment so that we can locate the line and apply the payment towards your student account. Also, our single sign-on is mycampus.utt.edu.tt. I'll post it again in the chat shortly. Once you log in there, you get access to everything UTT related. Meaning, once you log in there, and again, if you're unable to log in, there are password reset options there. Once you log in there, you get access to my portal, you get access to uh, our Microsoft applications. You'll get access to your fees booklet and your academic calendars and everything under the sun that pertains to UGT and your academic part. Canvas is there as well too. So log into my campus and you'll get access to everything else.
Great, thank you. Noah?
Hi. Sorry. So sorry if this was answered before, but how do I apply for the tuition payment plan?
Through my portal, and you go to the student accounting tab. We have all our online resources there. You'll see the application link there.
Okay.
Yeah. Camille?
Hi, good morning. I have been trying to make some payments via the online portal using a credit card, but every time I'm trying to remember what the exact error message we keep getting, but we have not been able to do so. And in speaking with the bank said the issue is not on their end. It seems to be a UTT problem, but this is for credit card only, not like if you're doing like just a normal bank transfer. This is for like credit card.
Right. So how much are you trying to pay? What's the amount? Your mic is muted.
Sorry,
What we have
sorry. It was registration, I think something else. But so far using the credit card option, wasn't able to do anything using the credit card option, where
So
eventually I had to go into
right.
the
So
bank.
some banks they actually limit how much your transactions can be per day, right? So if you're making a large transaction, I know that you said it was
It was
registration
under,
and something else.
yeah, it was under, but it was under 2,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, what we recommend is that you either use a different device or a different browser, right? Because
Okay.
our systems of operation is functional. I know that the bank would have told you that it's not an issue with your card and so forth, but I can guarantee you that our systems are functional and we are receiving payments from students from chipped debits and credit cards.
Could it possibly be a browser problem?
That's what I'm saying. So you could probably try a different browser or try going private browsing, or you could be if that doesn't work, then possibly try a different device.
Noted. Thank you.
Okay, Timothy.
Morning. In regards to payment with tuition, I recently paid the registration fee, but I don't have enough money right now to pay the tuition. I could pay it late, like say the beginning of next month or.
Right. So that you'd have to apply for the payment plan option. However, as stated before, you would not receive the 15% discount.
No, well, that would be no issue as
Yeah.
long as I could pay it out late.
Yeah, so but you'd have to apply for the payment plan. So you go to your student accountant tab and apply for the payment plan there. It's a service fee of $75, non-refundable. So you can go to my portal, make the payment, and then come and apply for the TPP.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. The payments on my portal actually take only 1 day, 1 business day for us for it to be received in our account, provided that you have sufficient funds and stuff in the card. And it's honestly the most secure, and also it guarantees that the money that you put is accurately applied to your student account in a timely fashion. There's no way that you make a payment on the portal and we don't know it's you making a payment, because you have to log in with your student ID and your credentials. So that payment is directly tied to your student ID automatically and immediately. So once you make that payment on my portal, you are guaranteed that that money will be applied to your account.
Okay,
One thing, Timothy, one thing I'd like to add, even if you apply for the payment plan and you do not get a response, say you apply for it and you do not get a response before the 30th of September, just bear in mind that you know what your semester fees are. So your first installment would be 1/3 of that. So make sure you pay 1/3 of that by the 30th of September, and after which you should get a response. But just in case, because we have so many persons applying for the payment plan and we are trying to process all these applications, if we do not respond to you before the 30th of September, just make sure your first installment is paid, right?
Oh, that's just for the payment plan or the tuition
Payment plan
fees?
installment. So back to the example, if it is your semester fee is 6,000 and you cannot pay the 6,000 by the 30th of September, just ensure you pay the $75 service fee and the $2,000 installment, which would be your first installment by the 30th of September.
Oh, no, I'm paying after the 30th of September.
Right, so that's what we're telling you. Because tuition fees are due on the 30th of September, if you're paying after, you'd have to apply for a tuition payment plan.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Precious, Bailey.
Hi, so it's the same question. I was asking before if it is I signed up, I picked self-funding, but I want to switch to Gate. Would I be able to at this moment?
That is not a problem, but you need to have your GATE application in. So make sure that GATE application goes in before the 30th of September. So when we pull students' accounts, we'll see that they have a form of funding in. If it is, you know that you will qualify for 75% GATE, just pay your 25% also, right? By the 30th of September.
The other thing is that you need to ensure that the document that you're submitting on your acceptance letter doesn't state that you are self-funded. If it states that, you'd have to contact the admissions department for them to update the letter before you submit it to GATE. So just review your documents that you're submitting to Gate, so that it doesn't state that you are self-funded. With us, it's not a problem that you're going to apply for Gate. That's fine. Just so that you don't have any issues while applying for Gate, you have to ensure that you have no documents that you are submitting that says that you are self-funded. If you do, then you'll have to come back to admissions and have them redo or update their system and redo the letter for you.
Okay, thank you. Understood.
I know Kate would have spoken to all the students and answered a lot of questions. What you all need to be reminded of is we have a lot of instances whereby students apply for GATE. Come next year, July, we ask them where's your funded? Miss, I'm a GATE student, but then your GATE application was cancelled. So you have to make sure that you keep checking your emails, keep checking your status. The only time GATE covers you is after you sign your GATE form. So it cannot be that you applied for GATE and your GATE is cancelled, because then technically the obligation of your tuition is you are responsible for it, right? Unless you sign your GATE form, that liability is not transferred to GATE. It remains with you, the student. You also need to remember GATE is, you need to apply for GATE every year. And in doing so, you have to maintain a CGPA of above 2.0. If it is your CGPA is not above 2.0, then you will not qualify for GATE and you will be self-funded. Next question.
So Simeon, sure.
Hi, good day. I just wanted to confirm something. If I'm still waiting to know if I get the receipt, do I pay the outstanding amount with it? So let's say I qualify for 75% and I pay the 25%? Or do
Yes.
I pay the full semester
No,
fee?
no. You pay the 25% because once you respond to GATE and you make sure that they have no queries that you did not answer, and you know how much you're entitled to, you pay the difference. You pay what portion will not be covered by GATE by the 30th of September. Remember, 30th of September, very important date.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Great. Josiah Wilson.
Oh, hi, good morning. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, I have two questions actually. Firstly, well, for GATE, I applied for GATE a couple of months ago, and well, they wanted the acceptance letter from UTC, and well, I sent it in, but I sent the wrong thing, and they asked me to make a correction, and that correction was made, and they sent back an email letting me know that well, they saw the correction was made, but I haven't received an email since. So I was wondering if maybe that takes some time.
Yeah. I think initially they did indicate that, it's going to take some time and they have a
Yeah.
lot of emails. Yeah.
Okay.
Remember,
Okay.
Gate isn't dealing with UTT alone.
UTT alone.
They're dealing
Yeah.
with UE, they're dealing with Costa, they're dealing with everybody across the board.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Gate is a third-party service. So we may not be able to provide detailed updates from Gate because they are a third-party entity from us. However, you need the onus is on you, the student, to keep checking your emails and keep checking your Gate status on Gate's portal. Because again, if 14 days pass, if they ask you for a correction or a document or whatever they require to progress that application, and 14 days has elapsed and you don't provide that information, their system is automatically going to cancel your application, and you're going to have to start this process all over again, which is something that we don't want and you don't want.
Okay. Okay. I understand that. And my second question is about the registration fee. I sent in the payment 2 days ago, and well, I went to add my courses to see if the payment was received, and it's still on hold. So I was
What is
wondering
your
if
Yes.
student ID?
How did you make the payment? Through the bank transfer or my portal?
through the bank transfer.
Okay,
What is
so
your student ID?
107563.
Josiah, your payment was received and there is currently no hold on your account.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
I checked this morning.
Right. Well, payments take 2 working days, so it
Okay.
would have been received this morning and processed this morning.
Oh, okay. Okay, my
so
bad.
again,
Thank you.
when it comes to the bank, it takes 2 business days for us to get the money in the account, right? Only when we
Okay.
get that money in the account, then we will know who made payments, right? So, and then you need to give us at least a day or two for us to receive the payments. You understand what I'm saying? So you're looking at
Yeah.
least three business days before you can really say, well, you have an issue, right? Again,
My bad.
if yeah, if and again, if this is what we're trying to tell students, pay on my portal within a day, by the next day, you get through, you're done.
Okay.
Whereas if you pay on bank, it takes 2 days, then you have to be here next 2 days again before it's receipted. At least
Okay.
a day or two before it's receipted.
I was just making sure because I checked this morning and it was still on
Right,
hold.
right. Yeah,
A
actually,
lot of times, holds would be removed, let's say around midday, closer to midday. So 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning check-in may be a little too early because we would start processing after 8, right? So you have to take that into consideration too.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Samantha, Gopi.
Hi, morning.
Good
Good day.
morning.
Right, this is the parent of Samantha Gopi. Her student ID is 109204.
Yeah.
Right, so we reached to the point where the gate application was received, but I get no approval as yet. And I
Okay, no
applied for
problem.
75%
Okay,
gate
great.
assistance.
So
Yeah.
in your case, you would know how much you are entitled to based on your household income, right? So what you'd need to
Right.
do is the 25% or 4,500 that needs to be paid by the
Mm-hmm.
30th of September because she's doing NETD chemical engineering full-time, right?
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
So the
So,
4,500 should be paid by the 30th of September
right.
while you're waiting on the gate. When you see her status as means confirmed, then she
Mm-hmm.
would need to visit either the Point Lisa's campus or Tamina campus to sign her gate form.
Okay, and what about the $75 fee?
No, the $75 is only if you have decided to do a payment plan. So
Okay,
$75 is not for everybody. Those are
okay,
only for students who are wishing to utilize the tuition payment plan.
right. Thanks. So
Yeah,
just so it's 4,500 and also
4,500. Yeah.
yeah,
And remember, she
and I'll
needs to apply for gate next year, right?
yes, no problem. I also have a next child doing diploma as well. Let me give you his ID
Uh-huh.
107432.
Right.
Yeah, same process. I just want to make sure it have no hole on the account and
No, just now. Once George, right? No. No hole
yes,
on the account, and we would have received the payment. Same thing for George. You would need to pay 4,500 for him also, right?
all right. Thanks very much.
Welcome. Take care.
Yeah.
Thank you. Denicia, James. Denicia. Okay, we will go on to Leonardo Rupral.
Hi, good day.
Hi.
Hi, so I applied for gate funding, right? But gate funding only covers from year two to year four. And they say I will have to pay for year one for myself. I was wondering if I paid in full before this year, if I will have to work out the 15% discount, or I will pay the full price and they will give me back whatever the 15% was.
Okay, so if you're self-funded, right, you can pay, and you would have to be fund, you would have to self-fund for the year. You can pay per semester, and you can work it out from the tuition fees booklet that I would have posted. So it will be 15% of the first year divided by 2
So
per semester.
is it that you're doing the BSc in energy engineering?
Yeah.
Right. So your annual fee would be 10,955.65, which is after the discount. Your semester fee would be $5,477.82 after the discount.
Just pay the 10,000.
Yeah, you can just pay the 10,000, so it's 10,955.64.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And again, if you're paying before the 30th of September, you have to calculate the amount that you have to pay. You don't have to pay it in, you don't have to pay the full tuition. You have to pay the 15%, well, essentially the 85% of the tuition. That's what you're calculating for. So that way we don't have to refund you. I see that someone asked that. If you're paying a full amount, the 50% discount will be applied and refunded. So you calculate it and you pay the 85% so that we don't have to come back and refund you.
Right. Carry on, Vincent.
Hi, I just wanted to know, how do I let you guys know that I am gate funded?
Did you apply for GATE?
I'm in the process.
Okay, so you need to apply for GATE as soon as possible. And based on whatever portion you know would not be covered by GATE, pay that before the 30th of September.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
But I think so once you have your gate approval, I think that's what she was more. Once it's done, is it that gate directly up things to the UCT, or they have to send you there?
The student, we can check their status on the GATE website. Apart from that, the students are required to complete the program funding declaration form.
Good.
So if she completed that and apply for GATE. So the GATE application is very important.
Carry on.
Just as I know, I'm trying my best to respond to as much on the chat
But
as
I saw
possible,
you
right?
on the chat. Yes.
I apologize in advance for the short replies, right? But it's, I really don't have the ability to give you guys full sentences. So I'm trying my best, right? So
Yes, hello, Miss Wave, what were you saying?
Carry on.
Carry on. Okay, so just make sure you completed the program funding declaration and apply for GATE as soon as possible.
Yes, about that. I was having trouble submitting it. I don't know where to submit it to.
It's online. What you're having problems submitting?
You know, when they send the RIS form, you will have different things you have to fill out to submit it. That for the students' insurance and all those stuff.
That would be under registry stuff. Did they indicate where to submit it to?
Just to submit it back on the portal, but I don't know where.
the program declaration form is under the student accounting tab as well. Again, we centralize everything under the student accounting tab. So anything student account related, you just go to my portal, click student accounting tab, and everything on the side there. Just scroll down and you'll see every single thing that you need.
Okay, thank you.
And if that answer any of the questions for somebody who hand up, I hope that means you'll be going to the portal and you don't have a question. Giovanni?
Hi, good day. In relation to the registration fee, I paid the 1,200 and I just want to find out if it was received.
What is your student ID?
108801.
When was the payment made?
August the 27th.
I'm not seeing that payment. Can you private message me a copy of your proof of payment and the name from which the payment was made, the bank account? Was it a bank transfer?
No, it wasn't.
Just a side note, right?
How was
When
the
you when you go to the My Portal and you upload your proof of payment, that is not, and that email that you get, that is not your receipt. I'm seeing a few people asking that saying that they got the receipts, but when I check it, they didn't get the receipt. That is not a receipt. That is just confirmation that you have uploaded something to the portal. I understand?
Okay.
So you actually will see a receipt that this payment has been receipted and so forth and so forth. Some people think that because they got a response from UTT after they uploaded the payment that it has been automatically receipted. That's not the case. We have to see the payment and then receipt it, and then you will get an email saying that the payment has been receipted. Sorry, you can go ahead. My
No,
apologies.
apart from what he just added, if it is you as a student, go and upload your proof of payment 5 times. You're going to get that automatically generated email 5 times. It does not mean that you have made 5 payments. Because sometimes students would then come and tell us that they would have made all these payments, but no. Payments is only when you see funds actually leaving your bank account or your credit card and leaving it. Then it comes to us, right? So you just uploading a proof of payment does not mean that your payment was made 5 times.
So I think Giovanni, did you all submit your proof of payment?
Yes, miss, I did.
All right, so that email that you see was the proof of what was not the proof of payment. That's just the proof that you up.
Excuse?
I said that was just proof that you uploaded something. Let me just share my screen. Let me just find one of the receipts and
You
show
want
you
to
what you
give
look
your
like.
ID number?
Giovanni, yeah, I got the ID. It's 108801, right? So, Giovanni, I will call you and go through this with you, right?
All right, no problem. Thank you.
All right.
Welcome.
Great. Fiola?
But miss,
Yes.
I just want to see that I'll have to leave just now to go on campus for a tour that
No
they have.
problem. No problem. I know some of you all have programs specific.
All right, so this is what the receipt looks like. You guys seen that,
No.
right?
No,
Oh
we're
shucks.
not.
Shucks. Hold on a sec. Shit. Oh, where you going? Yeah. So you seen that, right? Seen it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So this is the receipt. This is the payment confirmation that it has been receipted, right? And this is the receipt number. This is the program that you're doing. This is your campus, and these are all automatically generated things. This is not us doing this individually, right? And
So this
once,
is what you all have to look in your email
yeah,
for.
so it has to say payment receipt. See that? It gives you the date. It gives you everything here that it relates to. Yeah. So this is essentially what you're looking out for. University of Trinidad and Tobago payment receipt.
Okay. So Fiola?
Yes, hi, good morning, good afternoon, actually. Because my question is, I don't know if I'll be 100% gate funded because I'm still waiting on my um letter to be approved, right? Because right now I'm the stage where they say they have received everything, so I'm just waiting to know if I'll be approved. But my question is, do I pay for the whole semester until I know I am gate funded, or do I wait until they tell me I am funded, or
Okay,
do I
I
do?
would have answered this question previously. All students should have a very good idea on how much they will qualify for. It is based on your household income. It is based on the documents that you would have provided stating this is my household income. If the household income is under 10,000, you will qualify for 100%, in which case you do not need to pay anything. If it is your household income is between 10,000 and 30,000, you would most likely qualify for 75%, in which case you only have to pay 25%. If it is between 30,000 and 75,000, you will qualify for 50%, and you would have to pay the other 50%. So although GATE haven't contacted you or approved your application, you should have a fair idea of how much you will qualify for, and the part that you're not qualified for is what needs to be paid by the 30th of September.
Right. So I'm sure I will be fully, well, 100%
Okay.
gate funded. So my question is, do I pay for the whole semester now, or do I wait until they
No,
respond?
you wait, but you need to keep checking your gate form, right? Just to make sure that they do not have a query or anything like that. Because if they have a query, you would only have 14 days. Kate explained it was 14 calendar days, not 14 working days to respond. Failure to do so will result in your application being cancelled, in which case, then you may have to pay your tuition. So let's not go there. Let's make sure we keep checking our emails. And once your GATE application is means confirmed, you will need to visit either the Point Lisa's campus or the Tamina campus to sign your GATE form.
Okay, because I don't want to be late on any payment if I have to pay for myself.
No.
Okay, thank
So
you.
once you know you will qualify for 100%, you just keep checking your email. And once your means confirmed, you need to sign your GATE form.
Okay, thank you so much.
Another thing I wanted to add is students, even if you're 100% GATE funded or you're funded by GATE, right? Remember, GATE does not cover registration fees. GATE does not cover repeats. So if you have to repeat a course, you would need to pay for the repeat. How do I calculate repeat? Well, you go to your tuition fee booklet, you check and see what is the cost per credit, and you multiply it by the number of credits for that particular course. So let's say you're repeating a course with 3 credits, and your cost per credit for that program, it's $444.44. Then you would say that you are repeating that. So your repeat cost is $1,333.32, right? So it would be 3 multiplied by 444.44 to get your cost for that, what you're repeating. And that is not funded by GATE.
Thank you. Timothy?
Hello.
Hmm?
In regards to the payment plan, you have to make the payment at the same time when you're signing up for it. Well, the piece of the payment, or
The first payment, the first 1/3 part of the payment is due on or before the 30th of September. The other one is due on or before the 30th of October, and similarly November.
oh, okay. So say I'm not paying this month. Well, I can't pay this month. I'm paying at the end of the month. I'm gonna have to pay the both next month, or
You're paying at the end of this month. Right. So if you're paying at the end of this month, it'll be
oh,
1/3.
oh no, I'm paying after the end of this month, on the first of next month.
Yeah, you have to make the two payments in 1 month then. So you'd
No,
have to,
no, then Jai, he's saying that he is missing the 30th of September.
right.
So
So
then,
but you pay on the first. So you pay the first and then you're paid on before the 30th for the second payment.
Oh, okay.
but there is also a late fee of $50 if you do not pay on time, right?
Okay, no problem.
Um,
So I pay in the boat next month.
yeah.
Okay.
Darius?
Hi, good day, Amy.
Yes.
So I don't know if this question was asked before already, but this they would just say our course is 36,000, right?
Right.
Apply for gate cover and say 75%. Now you gotta apply for gate each year. So say the course is 2 years. So you gotta apply for gate for the first year and then apply for gate for the second year. So from the 75%, right, you have the 25% to pay off, which let me say if the course is 36,000, that would be 9,000 in total. Would you pay 45,000 the first year and then give me 4,500 the first year and then the next 4,500 the next year?
So, right. So GATE is 2 years. In this instance, you apply for GATE each year. Remember, GATE application is per year. Your tuition, your annual tuition is per year. Because remember, just because you qualify for GATE for 75% this year, things could change. So next year, you could qualify for 50%. Maybe persons in your household got salary increases, or you may qualify for 100%. So the gate would more be per year. So if it is your annual tuition is 18,000, then you would have to pay 4,500 for this year. And then next year when you apply for gate, depending on how much you qualify for, your portion would change or may remain the same. So it's per year, it's not for the entire program.
Yeah, so,
I hope that answer your question.
yes, and so let me just say for the first year, right, is
Right.
18,000 this year and gate
So you would
cover
pay 4,500.
4,500.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then next year when you apply, yeah, then it will determine how much you have to pay.
Okay, and if I do pay the 4,500 before the 30th, right, for the discount in full.
No, discount have nothing to do with students who are getting GATE, right? So discounts only apply for students who are self-funded, fully self-funded.
Okay, so then I will have to pay the full 4,500.
4,500, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Great. Nalini?
Hi, good morning, well, good day. I paid my registration fee the 12th of August and I have not received my pay slip for it.
Pay slip?
I've been checking my emails and stuff and I haven't received anything.
Your
Nalini,
receipt?
what is your student ID?
Hold on. 107 760.
Nalini, you would have paid that via credit card. You need to check your email because I'm seeing it was receipted, so it would have been automatically generated and sent to your email.
My student emails would have been sent to.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
So again, for all of you looking for receipts, it goes to your student email. So you need to check there.
Or your spam folder
or
in your
spam.
student, yeah.
Isaac?
Yeah, all right, good day. My question is just to verify that I kind of going along the right line registration. So I paid the 1,200, I got the email. Then I applied for the payment plan because it's self-funded. I got the email saying that they got the $75. The payment plan was submitted. I didn't get no email about how to go about the payment plan, so I just went on the page and well, I followed the example because one of the example was my certificate. The certificate that I am doing is process operation program. And I paid the $2,300, which is the first part of it. I just want to know if this in the second part is due last working day of September, which will be
Okay, so what is your ID?
my student ID is 1058.87.
Okay, and you are part-time or full-time?
Part-time.
Part-time. So your status does not show as part-time.
It doesn't.
No. Hold on. Okay, so I will call you after this, but I'm seeing your payment made on the 8th of September.
Yeah.
Right? So yes, you would have already made your payment for the month of September. So your next payment is due before the 31st of October. So this payment that was made already relates to your September installment.
Okay, no problem. And
Yeah?
considering the part-time,
Mm-hmm.
That's
That
what
is
she will
something you
call you
need to,
about.
that
Yeah.
is, no. Concerning the part-time, that is something he needs to resolve
Oh,
with
registry.
registry. Yeah,
Registry, yeah.
yeah.
okay,
So your
thanks.
payment is there for September installment.
All right, no problem, thanks.
Welcome.
You're welcome. Elijah?
Hi, good day. In terms of tuition fees, well, just now I actually submitted a payment plan application, which on the plan I put that Gates would be covering me for 75%. That was the right approach that I did?
Yes.
Okay,
So
so
we will review it. You should also know what your 25% will be. If it is, we do not contact you before the 30th of September. Just make sure your first month installment is there. So example,
also
so what is the annual tuition for your program?
it is annual tuition
What is your
18,000
18,000?
full time.
So it
Yeah.
would be 4,500 and your first installment of 1,500 is due by the 30th of September.
Oh, so I can just pay the 1,500 by September? Okay.
Yeah, right?
Okay, no problem.
And
Thank you.
remember, it would be 1,500 due at the end of September, October, November.
Okay, yeah. That will add
Yeah?
up to the 4,500.
45, yes.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, you take care. Bye.
Same thing.
Chad?
Hey, so I have a similar concern with the registration fee. I would have paid the 1,200 on the 9th of September, but I haven't
Right.
received the receipt yet.
What is your student ID?
108003.
Okay, I'm not seeing your payment, so you can email me and send me a copy of your proof of payment and indicate how the payment was made and the name of the person who would have made the payment.
Sure, can I have your email so I can email you?
Sure. I'm going to put my email address.
Chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? It's
Okay.
there.
Thanks a lot. I'll email it now, right?
You're welcome.
Osei?
Hi, this is regarding the same thing with the tuition payment. I would have checked back my email and I would have seen that I would have received a payment receipt for my registration because it would have been paid online. But concerning the tuition, it would have been split into two payments
I'm
on the same
seeing your
day.
payments. I'm seeing your payments receipt. So receipted. So I'm not sure why you didn't get the email. And like we said a few times, this is automatically generated. So it's not that we send an email, the system automatically sends out these emails. So that is why I am thinking that the email should have gone out
I
to
didn't
the
receive it.
students.
That's why I was contacting you all to find out what went on because it would have been split into two payments. So I wasn't too sure if it got mixed up somewhere.
Okay, but I will email you your receipts today. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
All right. So, Chad, didn't I take you before?
Yeah,
That's
I would
first.
have
Okay,
answered.
good.
Mhm.
So Timothy, so we'll take Timothy, then Denicia, and that will be the last two questions from online. So Timothy,
Hello again. In regards to financial aid, I did have all my supporting documents, but at the end they say I have to get somebody to vouch for me. I don't know about that, how I can go about that process.
Okay, so that one doesn't relate to student accountant. You can contact Jesse Moss. He would help you.
Mm-hmm.
You could provide our email and chat. I could even-
Sure.
Jesse is
Thank
here.
you.
He can put his email in the chat. Yeah. But quickly before the last question is maybe the Nitya, but let me take this one from the live. Anissa, if you can take this ID number, it's
Sure.
109213.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue is not getting a receipt as well. Payments were made.
I'm seeing the payments receipted. So once I'm seeing it receipted, it means that the system should have sent out an
Okay,
email.
so Carrie Ann,
So
a receipt was sent. You will need to probably check your spam and
So my issue is more if it is a student made a payment, let's say more than 3 days ago, and they have a hole on their account, because it means we have not yet identified that payment.
yes,
So
understand.
if it is that you just didn't get your receipt, it means the system already, there is no hole on your account, there is no issue for whatever reason between UTT system and your email, something happened there, but at least there's no hole on your account.
Right, good. And I carry on for the person on the live as well. Uh, your receipts go to your student email, just in case that's not somewhere that you checked. Denise here, which is the last question that we're taking.
Yes, hi. Sorry about earlier. I'm on work, so I wasn't able to answer that. But my question is, in terms of the student email, how are you accessing that?
So everything goes through my portal. Sorry, my campus, right? So I'm sending back the links shortly. Once you log in there, you'll get access to everything else.
That is this your personal student email you're talking about?
Yes, like how you would access a Google account, like your personal Google account. Is it
Yeah.
similar to that, or is it something you're doing on the portal itself?
No, everything is on my campus. That's our single sign-on. Once you get onto
Uh-huh.
there, you will get access to everything else, including your emails.
Yeah.
Oh,
But if you're
okay.
having an issue with your email on a whole, you need to send an email to service desk.
Oh, because
If
I
you
was trying to get you based on what you all were saying, and I couldn't find you, so I was studying if it's like something like more like Google and it's something off the site itself that I have to access.
But it's services, and I can put that in the chat for you to access. Um,
I just wanted to add, if it is you all cannot get access to your portal or anything like that, and there's a hole on your account, I would have put my email address. Please send me your student ID, is very important. Please send me the proof of payment, and also send me your whoever the name of the person from which the payment was made, their name. If it is a joint account with your parents, please indicate both persons' name, because I'm going to be looking at this, and if I don't have all the information, the problem still would not be resolved. So provide all the information. If it is you just didn't get a copy of your receipt, check all the places we would have told you all to check before contacting, sending an email to student account queries, right?
Just a gentle reminder, student account queries only deals with student accounting information or that type of things. While we try to assist with other departments, our main and primary duties are for your student account related queries and concerns.
Anissa, could you resend your email? I think I and all can't find it at this point. I just want to copy and paste it for the
Someone
others.
just now sent it on the
Okay, great.
one sec. Yeah.
I want to copy and paste it for those on the
I just
live
sent it.
stream. Thank you. Um, Great. So just for those as well at the live stream asking about their receipts again, the if you do have a hold on your account, that's the main thing as Anissa indicated. You can check, it goes to your student email. Please check all the different inbox in your email to ensure, but Miss Anissa Ramsarup email was posted in the live chat, so you can email her directly. And that goes for the hands that are still up in this chat because as I indicated, Tanisha was the last question that we're going to take. Yeah?
So
Thank you. Go
just
ahead,
before
Nada. Sorry.
you go, again, let me be clear and let me guide you guys again. Please use my portal to make all your payments, whether it be registration or tuition. All our services, student accounting related, are housed on my portal. Just click the student accounting tab and you'll get every single thing that you need pertaining to student accounting. If you don't have a hold on your account and you have not received your receipt, that is what is most important, that you don't have a hold so that you can go ahead to add your courses. And you need to add your courses as well too because that has a deadline date. So again, use my portal to make your payments.
Good. All right. So thank you for student accounting for once again being here with us. We know it was a tedious and long day, but thank you all for being such good sport and always willing to answer and help the students that are with us on a yearly basis. To the students, welcome again to the University of Trinidad and Tobago. This is our last virtual session with you all. The next orientation event is freshman games, and I hope to see all of you all at the freshman games. Come out, represent your campus. There will be 2 freshman games, one on the 1st of October, and that is for our South campuses, which will be Point Lisa, San Fernando, Camden. Come on, rep your campus at the San Fernando campus. It will be from 1 p.m. Come here, wear your campus color. So that means you have to call your girl and get your t-shirt. So just wear your colors, represent. For the North campuses, your freshman games will be at the EKIAF campus. That will be held on the 8th of October. And those campuses include Chaguaramas, Dundee, Upper, EKIAF, Tamina. Again, come out, rep your campus. Let me see who have the bargain rights. You'll have another opportunity as students birthday to gain that back if you don't win, right? We will expect some emails from Student Support Services, the orientation page in respect to freshman games, but I hope to actually meet most of you in person on those days. Let's come out, have fun, and get to meet each other. All right? Have a blessed day, everyone. And I'll see you all on the 1st. Our email will go out from most of your academic in respect to if it's an online, the links will be sent out. For those of you with in-person academic sessions, may see you at some of them. All right? Can you remind me on how we Hi, if you won a prize this morning, you were supposed to inbox private message your contact information and your campus. Yeah. Again, I'm seeing all the thank yous. It was a pleasure. Don't pass me straight if you see me on campus, all right? Again, if you won this morning, inbox your name, contact info, and the campus that you are from. All right.
Bye.
Bye.